Welcome back, everyone, to Triumph of the Tusk. In our last session, our group of adventurers, diplomats, relatively just people existing for the sake of it, began to truly enjoy what Torrentmoot has to offer. As a reminder, Torrentmoot being a large meeting hosted by Ardax the White Hair and the Empty Hand Hold as a way to bring about a number of diplomats, merchants, people of influence from both within and outside of Belkzen to foster diplomatic ties between one another. Ardax seemingly recognizing that the long history of orcs generally being seen as vicious brutes with no decorum isn't really good for their image in the continental stage. So, with Tar-Baphon having been freed and resurrected just a few years back, he has set about creating actual ties, bringing together a group of interests that could help protect Belkzen and fight off the Whispering Tyrant when he decides to get a little bit zesty. With Torrentmoot officially opening, you all had the chance and have had the chance to begin speaking with others. Kestrel of the Knights of Lastwall and her small contingent of individuals who are here. Grothlin, the sole orc of the Gutspear Hold, who has arrived and is seemingly a bit standoffish, but an interesting figure nonetheless. Davor over here, a Dromar member of the Pathfinder Society. Those fucking losers, what are they doing here? As well as some merchants, some of the other holds, a group of hobgoblins from Oprak, a wide variety of people for you all to network, build influence and relationships with, and already your reputation here at Torrentmoot has begun to go up. Those of you who have gone and spoken to Ardax, he knew you by name. He knew what you've done in your life of importance thus far, to the point that, quite frankly, while he has yet to say it because you all have not had any major meeting with him, he believes pretty much all of you are marked for greatness. He is truly impressed with you guys, and should this relationship continue, might end up relying on you all for both tasks and perhaps advice in the future. Recently, you all went out on a hunt, joining up with Rask, Janeth, Hein Bonesnap to go and hunt some aurochs to bring back as food for Torrentmoot. This was a multi-day affair, taking you out to the north into the plains themselves, with a few Uncrovs ambushing you one night of the hunt as well, before not only managing to successfully hunt a beast, but also proving your skill in other ways by many of you successfully performing an Auroch's vault, managing to sneak up, jump over them, and place a painted hand on them to show your skill both at remaining undetected as well as leaping and control over your own bodies. Upon returning to camp, you all were slightly stymied by the appearance of a large puzzle box placed near the center of camp. Asking around, having heard that Ardax had had this commissioned and placed out for people to work on, with a reward set inside for whoever could figure it out. It was on your guys' first attempt that you realized everyone else was kind of an idiot, because this wasn't a puzzle box that could be solved just by one person. This puzzle box required 3 people working in tandem to be able to open it. And so, with a few of you quickly working together, you did exactly that. The puzzle box opened, you got a little bit of a reward, and thoroughly impressed the camp for being individuals who could take one look at this and deduce how it operates. So, all of that being said, that is where we are picking our story back up. It is late afternoon, early evening, around 7 p.m. on the 20th of Desna. You've been here for a little under a week at this point. Tomorrow will be the anniversary of the day you all arrived, and about a third of the way towards when the deluge will begin and the floodplains will be well and truly filled. So, there are numerous more events and things to occur, as well as numerous other people that you can all still spend time with, speak with, and influence. So, before heading to sleep tonight, I should ask if there's anything any of you would like to do today still.
Is it possible to do a round of influence with people in the camp?
At this point in today, no, unfortunately. The majority of the day was spent returning from the hunt and going into the puzzle box as well. It's a bit too late to have full influence time, but you are still welcome to chat with people if you'd like.
Yes. Could I please chat with Grothlin, I believe her name is over here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, member of Gut Spearhold. I should also mention, I suppose, Drawn has unfortunately had to step away from the campaign. In character, though, he and a number of other members of the Death's Head Hold, his people, after he returned, he was called over, and a number of them have decided to leave, like many others, for a day or two and go out and party in more private concerns out on the plains themselves. This is something that is not uncommon to see at Torrentmoot. People are not staying around the entire camp at all times. They're going out and hunting, doing games, going out both with their people and with others to spend the nights out in the open partying away from this sort of central area that is more so demarcated for that diplomatic relationship creating. So he'll still be around, but he is heading out with his hold for now.
Ooh, excuse me. Okay.
And so, Zul, you wished to go and speak with Grothlin a bit?
Yes. Now, let me see if I'm remembering correctly. Me and Crow have already spoken with her before, and
Not particularly. You spent a decent amount of time speaking with Kestrel. It was Drawn who had spoken with Grothlin.
okay, did he basically give us the down low of what her hold is all about?
It's not particularly difficult to know about the Gut Spear Hold in general. They are some of those who don't necessarily agree with what Ardax is trying to do. They are much more traditionalist and a bit more openly violent.
Wasn't Drawn like trying to help her chop wood or something?
That is correct. Yeah.
Is that what I'm remembering?
When they met, she was chopping wood and invited, commanded, judged. It got Drawn to effectively take over her work for her.
So if we wanted to prove ourselves to the gut spear, it would be through basically bouts of physical endurance, might.
That's what it sounds like.
Generally, with the gut spears, yes.
Okay.
She is also the only member of the Gut Spear Hold here. She is very similar to the situations of both Rog and Glasha, where you are effectively the only members of your hold that decided to attend Torrentmoot, for whatever your reasons may be.
In the roughly week we've been here, which holds would we be able to tell who sent like a delegation are like really on board with Ardax's
Yeah.
proposal?
Let me pull up those notes again. Because it's not like hidden information, the general disposition of each of these holds. Most of you would have that understanding just off rip. Let me see if I can pull up that little bit of my notes again real quick. Find out where that is. It's somewhere in here.
I feel like I remember everyone was pretty in favor of it, except maybe Grothlin, and I don't really remember how the hobgoblins were.
When it comes to who's here at Torrentmoot, most everyone who's here is in favor. That's the reason they've come. The orc holds in general can sort of be broken down into three semi-factions. There's those who are advocates of change. That is the Empty Hand, Death's Head, the Burning Sun, a number of these holds. Bloodied Gauntlet. These are the ones who are actively advocating for, hey, let's change our image to the outside world. Let us find a new way to operate that is not so violent. You also have the traditionalists who are more so not necessarily opposed to Ardax, but just kind of look at him and go, doesn't really matter to us. Belgzin will survive. There's no squabbling that will change the essentials of our life. Holds like the Ice Tooth, the Drowning Sands, the Storm Screamers of Rule. These are all holds that don't particularly care. So I believe those are some of our holds that both Glasha and Rog are from, the Drowning Sand and Storm Screamers. They simply just don't particularly care. They're neither favorable nor unfavorable, but the two of you have chosen to show your own personal disposition by attending anyways. Our third group are the ones that are mostly actively against Ardax. They are those who sort of view it as the world made the orcs its enemy. They're happy to return the favor. The notion of entering into an alliance with outsiders is sort of absurd to them. They view neighbors as people who should be subjugated and looted instead of befriended. That would be the Unbroken Horn, the Wing Ripper, the Broken Spine, One Eye Gut Ripper, a number of these holds that sort of the largest number of these that just simply don't particularly want to see change occur. I apologize for the info dumping.
No, that's basically what I was looking for.
Take fucking notes so I don't have to go through this again.
Do you feel like any of them are have been trying to be obstructionists thus far?
That's a very good question. Go ahead and give me a recall knowledge roll.
Oh, true.
I will.
I feel like we haven't seen anyone do that so far here, but...
Right.
Not yet.
Yeah. So far here at Torrentmoot, no one has obstructed it. But again, most of the people here are those who are actively seeking out an alliance.
I guess they wouldn't come then.
There aren't really any stories or rumors coming around that you're aware of any holds that are actively trying to get in Ardax's way. It's more so likely that these holds are simply going to be recalcitrant. They're not necessarily going to listen or comply if Ardax were to ever try and give any orders or even just seek out common ground. The good news is, during the Flood Truce period, you shouldn't have to worry about any sort of interruptions at all, because that is the long-standing modus operandi of the Flood Truce is, during this period, the holds do not fight.
Even those who are against Ardax wouldn't fight?
As long as they are willing,
During the
they would only
truce.
fight if they were willing to break tradition and honor. And that's a huge no-no for them.
And yeah, then all the other holds would dogpile on them.
Pretty much, yeah. So, we shouldn't have to worry about that. So, we've got, for tonight at least, Zool would like to go and have a bit of a conversation with Grothlin. Did anyone else have people they'd like to talk to, or do they mostly just want to rest at this point?
Where was that NPC labeled Lacan? Where?
Lakon.
Was he from? Lakon.
Right he is from the Death's Head Hold, just like Drawn was.
Oh, okay.
Lakon and Tashki are good friends of Drawn who are also here. At this point, Lakon and Tashki have stayed behind for now, but most of the other orcs they brought with them and Drawn have gone off on the plains to party tonight.
Okay. Just asking because I wrote down that someone told me that he was good with words, like maybe one of those
that was
orc poets
who
or
mentioned that
rap
to you.
battlers. Yeah. So, but anyway.
And actually, asking around yourself a little bit, or even just listening to people talk Glosha, you would hear that the puzzle box was unveiled yesterday. And the first people who attempted to solve it and both failed got a little up in each other's grill, began arguing with one another, and that was the official kickoff of word wrestling contests here at Torrentmoot. So they are a bit more scheduled, but there is another one set for tomorrow if you were at all interested in participating.
Oh, okay.
They will be happening on average twice per week.
I might go to Lacan and try to ask him about the word contest then.
Sure. Yeah, you going to Lakon. We've got Zool going to Grothlin. What about the rest of you? Anything, anyone? It is okay to say no.
I think Rag will just relax for the night after the long trek back.
Sure. Completely fair and understandable. Those who know how to rest when able are typically the longest to survive. And
Well,
what about
Glosha,
you,
I
Glenn?
guess we're gonna die.
Yes.
From how Grothlin's mood looks right now, yeah, very, very well might happen.
What are you talking about? She looks absolutely delighted.
Oh, does she look
to see
cheerful?
you. I mean, if that isn't the most cheerful face I've seen. She's
That's her
positively
smile.
beaming.
Can't tell.
She looks like she's gonna frickin' suplex us into the rock.
That's her happy
Uh,
place.
honestly, it kind of is her resting happy expression. Anyone you wish to speak to tonight, Gwyn, or anything you wish to do?
Not currently, sorry.
No worries. Don't be sorry. All right. We will go with Zool first. As you make your way over to Grothlin, she's sort of sitting crouched on the ground in the entrance of her tent right now, currently whittling a piece of wood into a pretty delicate design of what appears to be a young orc holding a spear, if you had to guess.
Does it look crude, or does it look like she has skill with this particular, like she's a wood carver?
And give me a crafting check to see how well you can appraise it.
Okay. Oh, this is going to go so well.
You were right. It is going quite well. Despite your untrained eye in these matters, and the fact that it's relatively early in the stages of being carved, it actually has quite delicate features already coming to life. It appears like Rothlin is quite skilled with wood carving.
Okay. Wow. As I approach her, does she look up, or is she just focused on her wood carving?
You're fairly certain she's taken notice of you. There was a slight tilt of her head as you approached, but she does not raise to meet your eyes at all or in any way acknowledge your approach.
Now with the gut spear, could I do a recall knowledge just to see if I can remember the proper way to greet them, get their attention without coming off as a jackass?
My guy, you say hi. We don't really stand on ceremony much here in Belkzen.
It's not like you immediately greet them with an arm wrestling contest or something.
That's if you piss them off.
Where's Crow when I need him? Anyway.
Dead and gone.
Dead and gone. Yeah, he's out with the spirits.
Taking a smoke break in the ethereal plane. Classic.
No, I'll look at it and basically, where'd you learn that?
Are you asking where I learned to carve wood?
Yes.
I'll know from the person who taught it to me.
Ah. Great. Are there any open seats next to her, or is...
I mean,
I
she's
gonna
sort
have
of
to stand?
sitting half in the entrance of her tent, so there is space on the ground around her. You could absolutely just plop down if you want.
Yeah. I'll just plop down and look at the figure again. Can you show me?
Are you asking me to show you how to carve, or just what progress is?
How to carve.
You have a knife?
He'll pull one out. And yes, he does have one.
Do you have a piece of wood?
Is there any wood lying around, or am I gonna have to? Because I don't have a piece of wood just lying around in my pack.
There's a couple,
Maybe
like...
some firewood?
Give me a perception check. Why not? Let's leave this to the fate of the dice.
Okay, here we go.
Just so the box be busted open.
The box.
Oh, true. He just starts carving the puzzle blocks.
No, you guys left the box in remarkably good condition. Yeah, there's some firewood, there's some sticks, there's a number of different pieces sitting around.
I'll pick up what I believe to be a medium-sized piece of stick.
Okay. Go. Just take your knife. Carve.
I begin to try to imitate what I saw her doing. Not like the delicate details part, but the general shaping
Sure.
of the wood part.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a crafting check here. One more. just to see how well you do over tonight. And depending on how well it is, it may translate into a sort of bonus on your roll to influence her if you spend some time.
Oh, I'm. Can I hero point that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just horrible.
And that's what Keeley's is for. Turn that 4 into a 14.
Nice.
Still not amazing, but when it comes to just sort of getting the general shape down, it isn't awfully difficult to accomplish. Every now and then she'll sort of look up and just tell you like you're overworking a portion of the wood, move on to a different area, use lighter cuts, don't go so deep. She'll give a few pieces of advice here and there based off of your current progress, but she never really stops to directly teach you. And after maybe an hour, hour and a half of carving, she will just go and snuff out her small campfire and head into her tent to sleep. Not saying anything further to you.
Yeah, Zool recognizes when it's time for him to go.
You can definitely attempt to influence her a bit more when you have more time tomorrow. I will say, though, you did not sufficiently impress her with this sort of beginning attempts at carving as a display of skill to net yourself any brownie points.
Oh, I figured with a 3 and a 14. it's one of the skills I have jack shit in.
Well,
Oh no.
Do better next time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Does she like performance?
Maybe.
Probably, respects strength. She wants,
Yeah.
she wants someone to wrestle her or something.
You're fairly certain you could absolutely attempt to influence her with a display of strength. That is probably one of the many options, and perhaps even one of the better options to influence her with. But, Lasha, you wished to go speak to Lakon a bit?
Yeah.
Sure. As you head over towards him, as the sun is pretty far below the horizon, campfires are being used to keep each of the different areas lit. He is currently out sort of, not quite by his tent, at one of the more open sort of seating areas in the main area, currently with a drink in hand, currently just sort of staring wistfully at the rising night sky.
Okay. I'll just approach and be like, Lacan, may I take a seat?
Of course. There's open seats everywhere. If you're looking for my sort of company, you're always welcome to sit down.
I'll just hold out my hand for a handshake, because I don't think we've directly met before, but I'll just be like, Galasha, I did come with a particular topic I wanted to ask you about, if you don't mind.
Oh. He'll stand up, give you a pretty hearty handshake, and then actually gesture for you to take a seat alongside him. Well,
So
I'm
I
all
did
ears then,
hear...
Galasha.
Ardax the other day did tell me that you were particularly good with words. And I as well, the strength contests are great and all, but I tend to prefer the word contests, and I've heard that people are getting started with them. I just wanted to, to ask you about it. He did, although, does it seem like he was being sarcastic or something?
No, he seemed genuine to you when you spoke with him.
Okay.
But Lakon here definitely scoffs a bit when you confirm that.
Was he messing with me? Would you disagree?
Messing with me, more like. I disagreed with him 2-3 years back on a matter and managed to convince others that he was wrong. He's been trying to pit me against those more well-spoken than I ever since.
Like, not that you and him were in a word contest, but just you,
No, he had a stupid
you
idea.
convinced people of that his idea was, Wait, what was the idea, if you don't mind me asking?
He like slams the mug down on the table slightly and fishes out like a flat piece of metal from within the mug. Sort of flicks it, and a couple like drops of ale fly into the nearby fireplace. He wanted to make wings out of thin sheets of metal like this. Oh, we can stay out of the reach of the undead if we can just fly.
Wow. I took Ardax for a more pragmatic guy, so I'm really surprised he would suggest that.
Nothing more than an attempt of a joke of his, but I take my craft seriously, you know, and so when he gave a stupid idea like that, I had to tell him it was stupid, even if it was a joke.
Like, you know the saying, like, when orcs fly? You know, hasn't he heard that? Why would he? I mean, that is kind of funny.
Okay. Just between you and me, anytime someone looks at you and say, oh, when orcs fly, just let them know wyvern sting exists. Orcs do fly, but not with fucking wings of metal.
Wait, above table, what does that mean? Do I know what that means?
Yeah, Wyvern Sting is Belkzen's second largest city. It's in the north. The Unbroken Horn is the rulers of that, and they are pretty famous for also working with the Wing Ripper Hold, if I have my notes correct. They effectively tame and breed and raise riding drakes and the occasional wyvern, if they're lucky, for use as actual battle mounts. So there are occasionally orcs that have flying mounts that they ride into combat. It's not a super common thing, but it does happen.
Well, that's fair enough.
So, I do enjoy a good word wrestling every now and then, but I am not nearly as good as Ardax wants people to believe I am. He just wants to see me lose and be humiliated.
I mean, will you be participating tomorrow?
Well, of course, I have to prove him wrong. I have to keep showing him that I'm not going to lose.
We could get in one and I could, go easy on you, but I guess if he could tell I was intentionally losing, that would be even worse.
He looks genuinely mortified at the concept of you going easy on him. It may be words and not physical strength, but putting your all into it still matters. If I lose, it's time for me to lose. But I'm not going to continue pretending to win against him. I'm going to just keep winning.
I was just testing you. That makes sense.
Deception check.
No, she's just trying to save face. Okay.
He is drunk enough you might be able to save face.
Is this my... Oh, shit.
Okay. Well, the rolls are really good tonight, it seems. I
My
don't know.
browser is really laggy tonight, too, so... But anyway.
I don't know what's going on today, both in this game and my earlier game, where the dice rolls are on fire, but, yeah, you managed to cover up your faux pas enough that he doesn't hold on to it at all.
Well, for these word contests, I mean, do you do any brainstorming, any preparation beforehand, or you just kind of go into it like...
You can't really prepare. The entire purpose is on-the-spot comebacks to someone else's insults, so...
Well, but it must start some way. You could, like, think of an insult for everyone, you know?
That's effort. Why would I put time and thought into that when I can put it into something more productive?
Glasha looks at her instruments and many unproductive pastimes. I suppose that's one way to look at it.
He does not notice.
Well...
You may have heard this from Drawn. He is a very proud metalworker. Someone who takes very, great pride in his craft. Which could be admirable, but it does make him a bit blunt in other ways.
Gotcha. Well, I think Glasha would maybe stay there and make small talk for a few more minutes and then
Sure.
Head out, but don't need to spend any more time on it.
Absolutely. Alright, then with that, we can go ahead and say, eventually as the night comes to a close, the revelry begins to calm down. You all find your way to your tents and your resting areas, and are welcome to go ahead and take a long rest.
And there's I forget, we're not really doing our own characters doing watches some people are, but there's guards and things.
Yeah, some people are still taking watches, but there is a full regiment of people who are acting as guards at Torrentmoot. So you are not required to take watch. Some people are just paranoid that I might throw shenanigans at them in the middle of the night.
I am one of them.
Yeah, so am I.
You
Also,
are
I
no
apologize for
fun.
being silent. I was tending to my stab wound.
I'm glad it's been tended to, question mark.
Yeah, I was just putting on, more sealing bandages.
Okay, well that's good.
Wait. Are you okay?
I
For
stabbed
a second, I was
with
like, did Gwen get stabbed last session? I don't remember. But you mean
IRL.
IRL stab wounds.
I stabbed myself with fabric shears an hour before the session.
Oh no.
And is just now getting treatment.
Yeah, I had to ask my family to go pick me up bandages.
Damn.
This, kids, is why you always carry bandages at home.
I do not have butterfly bandages because those are for stab wounds, a thing we don't really do.
Be prepared.
I mean, I have a regular Band-Aid.
Yeah, I have those.
You don't just
I do
take,
it
a rag and duct tape it around the wound.
God. I have hair on my body. That sounds awful.
Pain is temporary.
And
Wound
just
closure
some
is
waxing.
forever.
I mean, what's the big deal? I'm just kidding.
You get to close the wound and wax yourself at a later date.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I have to wake up early to get stitches in the morning before work.
Ooh.
Oh,
buddy.
Jesus, it's that bad? Oh, no.
Small and out of the way, but my friend who's a doctor's like, yeah, I'd go get stitches. I'm like, okay.
You just need super glue. You'll be fine.
True, I have enough from... I have contact cement. That probably works.
That probably would work. Or, again,
It also sounds like a great way to poison myself.
duct tape. I promise it'll only hurt a lot.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, once again, nothing happens during the night because I'm not out to get you guys in this campaign yet. So,
You were being yet.
yeah, of course,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be out to
yeah.
get you guys later when you're not at Torrentmoot. Didn't you guys note that, like, the night you left, I attacked you with monsters?
I wasn't here.
You were not. Yeah, the party fought Onkrovs last session.
I don't know what those are.
Fun little bug things. You can look in the bestiary,
Okay.
which is in your hotbar, for a little look at what they
Alright.
look like.
Yeah, I went that whole
Oh, wow,
thing
those
on
things
my
are
own
awful.
on-
They're large, burrowing. They spit acid.
Hate
It's a good
that.
time for everyone. People almost died.
Nice.
Good things happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, today is a mostly regular day, aside from the word wrestling contest set to occur later in the day. It is a mostly free day. There does not appear that there will be any other events going on. So, today would be a perfect day to spend some time influencing people. If you guys have specific individuals you would like to spend time with and influence, or if you have other things you would like to do, you are more than welcome to do so.
I would like to approach Jim Hig Bone Snap to ask her when the next hunt is.
Sure. Uh, day after you come back, you approach Janeth Hein Rask again. They look at you a little surprised. Oh, you're already looking for another hunt?
Yeah, I'm feeling confined being back. I like being out there.
Well, we weren't planning on going on another hunt for a few days, but you're willing to wait 3-4 days or so, we'd be happy to go back out with you. Or in the meantime, I'm sure there are others around here who are going on hunts that you might be able to join up with.
I'm also fine with waiting too. I want to just make sure I'm not missing out on the next one that's coming up.
All right. We will be sure to let you know when we've got another hunt coming up then, and we'll bring you along. Was quite enjoyable having you last time.
It was a good time. I've never been able to get my right hand before, so it was definitely memorable.
You did very good at it. With this next
Well,
hunt, are you looking to do something similar, or actively take a life this time?
maybe something a little more sporting.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not as familiar with the area. But maybe you would have some suggestions.
We'll see what we can come up with. If we're looking for something more sporting than vaulting,
How close are we to the rains? Or to the flooding, I should say.
it should be somewhere around 2 weeks out at this point. Got probably a few days after the new month should be when they begin. So not too
Does
long
the
out.
area become flooded with new wildlife when that happens?
Well, the aurochs are already beginning to migrate this way, and they are the main wildlife that will be in this area. Beyond that, it's mostly new flora that will grow along the banks of the river. There are certainly going to be a number of wildlife in the area that follow the water, but the aurochs are the biggest ones, the ones you need to pay the most attention to.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sorry?
I said, alright, I look forward to it.
All right. Look forward to it as
Well,
well.
take my leave. Thank you.
All right.
And then I want to go over by the merchant, not really to buy anything, but just to like talk to him about his wares because I've never really left the Badlands before, and
Yeah,
I remember him having stuff that like I've never seen, so just kind of like questioning like his travels.
absolutely. He is happy to have that conversation with you throughout the day of just the various things they've purchased and sold. His wife Karai is a full jeweler, so they have a number of much more delicate metalwork and gems that are inset into very decorational, less functional pieces that they mention are quite popular, at least outside of Belkzen.
He's
If
really interested.
yeah, if you would like to, you are welcome to give me a diplomacy or a crafting check, I'll say, to try and influence them as you converse throughout the day.
I can do diplomacy.
Go for it.
She's definitely out of his league.
Uh, this could have been public, and with a
Oh, okay.
19, that is a success.
Cool.
It is perception, stealth, and deception. That should pretty much always be blind, and otherwise, I will let you know if it should be blind.
Got it.
So that was perfect. And yeah, as you spend a better part of the morning into the afternoon just sort of chatting with them, they're happy to show you a number of their wares, talking about the like weaving techniques and jeweling techniques, what it's like to sort of mine in different regions as well, and just sort of happily give you almost a bit of a culture shock of what a number of these surrounding nations do and partake in.
That's what Rog really clings to is the different cultural things. He finds it, I think, really fascinating.
Yeah, they'll talk your ear off about it. So,
Yeah, I think he enjoys it.
all right. Who else would like to do anything today?
Uh, hmm.
Fantastic.
I'm trying to think of a way to justify approaching Grothlin that would like
That
not
would,
not go poorly. So I'm just trying to
yeah,
trying to think of it.
my social orc faux pas that I did.
I mean, if you guys wanted to spend some time just sort of paying attention, talking to others, seeing if there's anything you can discover about Grothlin that would give you an in and a way to talk to her, you're welcome to do so. And that
Sure.
would be either diplomacy, Belkzen, or orc lore, perception, society. This should be a blind skill check to do so, as this is discovery over active influencing.
So just a recall knowledge would do the trick.
Sure. I would like to know which skill you are specifically using, though, because they do all have different DCs.
I'll use orc lore.
Okay,
I'll use diplomacy.
sounds good. Diplomacy
And you
will
said
not
blind?
show up in. Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, I'll just do the skill.
Yeah, because diplomacy is not in recall knowledge.
Just trying to figure out if anyone has already spoken to her in a friendly way and what they were talking about, I guess.
So unfortunately, Zool, you do not manage to get much of use in conversing with others. Most people have been sort of avoiding her, and so not many people have anything to say that would be directly helpful to you that you can figure out in conversing with her. Glasha, though, you do get something a bit more, and I'm going to give you the choice here. Would you like to know what would be the best skill to influence her with and the DC for it? Would you like to know weaknesses that she has that will make it easier, effectively giving you a bonus on your check if you talk to her, or would you like to know what she's more resistant to? What would impose a penalty on you if you tried to incorporate into your influence?
What was the first thing you said? It was like the best.
You can learn just what the best skill to use and its DC.
I'll learn that, and then maybe
Sure.
can share with some of the friends I've made, and maybe one of them will be good at it.
Yeah, so when it comes to influencing in the first place, you can pretty much always use at least diplomacy, intimidation, and deception as well. All of them will have varying DCs. With a Grothlin, you're able to tell that the absolute best skills you could use would be hunting lore, plains lore, or warfare lore, most likely, all at around DC 17, just to sort of share survival notes and war stories with her. Those are the sorts of things she has been seen to actively enjoy speaking to some people with. And so if you were to use that as an into a conversation and use one of those skills, that would be your easiest time influencing her.
Okay. Okay.
The one time I pick a background without warfare lore is the one campaign where it's the most useful.
The survival would work, right?
I'm sorry?
Survival would work, right?
Survival could potentially work. It's not going to be the best skill to use, but you could... I mean, if she enjoys talking about survival notes and war stories, you could probably use survival.
With Lore Master lore. Which I forgot that I have.
Yes, which effectively allows you to use it in place of just about anything for information purposes.
Okay.
To recall knowledge, but on any topic, effectively.
Okay. So I couldn't use it to, like, discuss with her about something?
I would allow it, but I probably wouldn't give you as high of a DC reduction that a lore skill would normally get.
Yeah. I do also have Badlands lore, for real, though. But that's not the exact same as Plains lore, or whatever.
It's not the exact same, but if it's similar enough, I'll allow it. Like, scouting lore you could probably use instead of hunting lore to an extent.
But you said that you can generally use deception, diplomacy, and intimidation, but the DC probably is higher for those.
Pretty much always use those, but yes, none of those have the best DC for working with her. You guys can always spend more time trying to discover information about her still. If you choose to learn more skills, you'll learn what the next best skills are, where you can continue to learn about the resistances and weaknesses. I suppose I should have said I'm mostly breaking each day down into sort of 2 sections when there isn't an event. So each person will have 2 attempts to influence people over the course of each day if they would like to.
Would I be able to aid instead of doing my second one?
If you wanted to, certainly.
Yeah, I would. I think I would like to aid Flash. When I see her like kind of like looking over at the scary woman and then talking to other people a bunch, I want to go over and aid her in like extrapolating information.
Absolutely.
Or whatever she needs, actually. Whatever she needs, I'll go over and want to help.
Yeah. What skill are you thinking of to aid with?
If we're all just like conversating, probably diplomacy if we're looking to get information.
Sure. Before we get on to the second round, though, and you make that roll, you still have to hear what Gwyn wants to do for the morning.
Got it.
Don't want to leave him behind.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm unsure. Mostly because I'm still trying to figure out a lot with this character.
Yeah.
Also, I have no social skills.
You don't always have to use social skills for influencing.
I realized also it would have made sense that I had at least one, but...
If you want to switch something real quick, I'm not going to stop you.
Thank you.
If you would
Sorry,
like to know,
stealth in my heavy armor.
the three sort of probably most important targets to actually build influence with here would be Grothlin, Kestrel. I should be pinging these people for you guys to help keep track.
Yeah.
And Devore, whose for some reason name is not always for everyone, but he is the Pathfinder agent here as well.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
They're probably the three people who are like important enough that you'll build reputation for reaching certain thresholds of influence and could potentially even get other rewards or get them on your side through that matter.
Gotcha.
What I will say above table, influence 3 with any NPC will give you guys 1 reputation here in camp. Influence 5 is their cap and will typically lead to some other sort of reward and a promise of assistance from the character down the line as you get on very good terms with them.
Okay.
All the rest, Kirik, Lakon, Arian, Lieutenant Nar, all of them are people you guys can still build influence, and that will potentially become important down the line in the story, but will not have any sort of immediate benefit.
Got it. I will try to figure out Kestrel, what their best stuff is.
Yeah, if you want to try and discover about Kestrel, you're absolutely able to.
That's a perception check, right?
Perception, diplomacy, or religion are going to be the discovery checks for her. Whatever you choose, please roll it blind.
May I aid?
Sounds good.
This is during the first round when you were discovering about Grothlin
Okay.
of the day.
Blind GM roll. Here you
Yes,
go with
please.
religion.
Alrighty.
She was a. Wait, not was
She
it
was a Knight of
last wall?
Lastwall. Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
And specifically a worshipper of Sarenrae, you've been able to determine. That is absolutely a success, Gwyn, on your attempts to learn about Kestrel. What would you like to know? Best skill to influence with, resistances, or weaknesses?
Weaknesses like what? Conversation topics, right?
Weaknesses is, effectively what could you do that would give you a circumstance bonus on your check to influence her.
Gotcha.
Resistance is what could you do, or what if you do will put a penalty on your roll.
Gotcha. I will try to figure out what is the best checks.
Sure. Never a bad thing to do necessarily.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Warfare lore.
Because I think perhaps the best skills no one in the party has lore-wise.
Oh boy.
So I
Are
want
they all
to check.
going to be
real
lore?
quick. Lore skills will oftentimes be some of the best, simply because a lore skill will have a lower DC just by its
Also-
existence.
Yeah.
I think
It's
Brawl
like
has
super
most of the
unique
good ones.
typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Brawl has
The best skills, most likely, with her are heraldry lore, mercantile lore, or warfare lore. Which I don't
Heraldry
believe.
lore?
Yeah. To speak of famous knights.
Oh my god.
Mercantile lore to help her acquire souvenirs, or warfare lore to share war stories.
Jesus.
All of those I don't believe anyone has, so instead,
Nope.
the best skill that you guys could probably easily do amongst yourself is diplomacy, which has a DC of 18 for her.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah, I can do that, maybe.
That would be the absolute best skill for what you guys are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Alright.
Now we will move on to the afternoon sort of period. And I know, Rog, you were thinking about aiding, but I do also want to mention, if you are at all interested in participating in it, during this afternoon block is when the word wrestling contest is going to be held for today, which would take up sort of your time slot if you wished to participate for anyone. There will be more of these, so this is not your only chance to participate in word wrestling if you want to focus more on influencing people.
Yeah, I think we can do influence, and this way I'll also be able to get my eyes on what this consists of. This word wrestling,
Yeah, absolutely.
very foreign to me.
Also, just like if we all see each other again at some point at lunch or something, I think Galash would probably explain what she learned about Grothlin. Start gossiping about people, essentially, but...
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get together to
Zool-
gossip at lunch.
Yeah, Zool will look up from his attempted wood carving. I didn't learn shit. Goes back to wood carving.
Oh, you're making progress.
Yeah.
It's looking like a weird, deformed, 5-legged dog right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a sandworm. That's beautiful.
What's a sandworm?
Never
Everything
mind.
Glasha sees is a sandworm. All right. Well, we've got Rog is going to be. Do you still want to aid someone in influence or discovery, or do you want to make an actual attempt of your own, Rog?
Well, I guess it depends what everyone's doing in the second round, because I have a feeling that Glassshot was probably going to do the word battle
Yeah.
wrestling.
All right.
So do you mind if I go at the end then, so I can
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
as people go, I might jump in to say I'll help.
All right. Galasha, do you wish to participate in a word wrestling contest?
Do I actually have to come up with the insults?
No, because I'm not going to either. We're going to boil it down to skill checks.
Okay, well, it depends on the character. Maybe I could, but yeah, she'll
Okay.
participate.
Do you want to challenge Lakon?
Challenge him?
Or do you want to just
Do it,
wrestle
do it,
someone
do
else?
it.
Sure.
All right.
She'll step up and challenge him in like a way to be like, you know,
Mono man.
I was joking. Again, I was testing you last night. I'm not gonna go easy on you.
All right.
Mother's a goblin.
But now I'm like, I don't want to destroy him in front of Ardax, but okay, yeah, we'll see.
Do you want to make Ardax happy? This is the way to do it.
Oh no.
We
Maybe
shall-
he'll respect me for putting in the effort.
Yeah. We
Like,
shall come
like
to
one.
you at the end with this, and we will go with what everyone else is doing first. So, Gwyn and Zool, what about the two of you for this round?
Could I study Devor, the Pathfinder agent?
Sure.
Okay. And perception or what?
Before any rolls are made, let's just check on what Gwyn wants to do, so Rog can make a decision on what he would like to do as well.
I was gonna say I'm gonna try and study more, but someone beat me to it.
You
so
guys can both do
I
it.
swear to God, I said I was going to do that too, if I wasn't going to help anybody, because I was already talking to Aaron, and I'm like, well, Devor's right next to him. Maybe
Yeah.
they know. Do you guys want to do like a group thing, and I'll assist either of you. I can introduce you to Aaron, and then I can help one of the people get stuff from Aaron, since I've been talking to him.
I might end up talking to Kesh
That's cool.
at the end of this, just because.
Okay.
So that's probably what I'm gonna do.
All right. So we've got Gwyn attempting to influence Kestrel. We've got Galasha participating in the word wrestling. We've got Zool attempting to discover information about Devor. Do you know what you would like to do, Rog, with that? Whether that's aid someone or do just a full check of your own?
Maybe I'll do a full check, and I want to keep continuing talking to Aaron, but switch the topic to see if he could has any info on Devor.
Yeah, absolutely. Best skills for discovering Devor. So this will be a check from both Zool and Rog. Diplomacy, perception, or society, please. Blind.
I'll do perception.
It's gonna be Pathfinder lore, isn't it?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Zool, you're really struggling to find things about people. That carving is taking up way too much of your attention.
All right.
Perhaps if you actually focused on paying attention to things instead of focusing on the little bit of wood in front of you, you might actually learn something. In the meantime, Rog, as you continue spending time with Arian and switch up the conversation to, who else is here at Torrentmoot? What sort of things are other people looking to buy? Divor naturally comes up in the conversation himself, and you are able to get a bit of information. So what would you like to know? Best influence skill, resistances, or weaknesses?
Best influence.
Yeah. Belkzen or Orc Lore will be the absolute best at DC 17. He has been taking tons of notes about Torrentmoot, more so than actually talking to people. And so if you were to spend some time sharing your own notes about local culture with him, that's going to be a great way to converse with him.
Okay. Luckily, I have one of those.
Hey,
Nice.
There you go. All right. And Gwyn, you wished to speak with Kestrel?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you guys have already managed to get a good impression on her. She's already at influence 3 with you guys,
Yes.
simply based off of your guys' sort of first night and second day here chatting with her. So you are welcome to go over and sort of continue the conversations, bring up your own topics, and make whatever influence check you would like.
So part of it was gonna be, I haven't really interacted with, let's be real here, anyone here at this camp outside of the party.
Fair enough.
So I know they're a Knight of Blastwall, and I know stuff like that, but I am curious about what goes into it. Because of Gwyn's kind of past, they were a champion of certain of their religion, with Ragathiel being their main god, but they are also interested in a lot of like the more knightly orders, things like that, how they go about stuff, doing stuff, things like that. So that's kind of where I'm gonna go with the conversation.
I would say best skills, or like main skills you could use then, would be like diplomacy, society, religion. All of those would be good options. You know diplomacy has the best DC, but you could certainly do society or religion if you would rather, as you focus the conversation more on that front.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go with diplomacy just because I know it's the best, even though technically I have one higher in religion.
Whatever you're confident in.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
No.
We're gonna re-roll that one.
It makes sense.
Much better.
Nice.
Much better indeed. That will be a successful roll. Yeah. Speaking with Kestrel, she is happy to not necessarily talk your ear off, but actually have a back and forth conversation. She doesn't have a lot of info on full knightly orders aside from the actual Knights of Lastwall and what they stood for.
That's more of what I was trying to find out.
Fair enough.
And also like how their joining procedures worked.
Yeah. When you mention like recruiting, her eyes light up. Are you interested
Okay,
in joining
army
the
recruitment
Knights?
stand.
Well, it's been a while. I've not been in a fighting situation in 40-something years, I'd say, at this point. But
to be honest,
it is a thought.
Most of us haven't had a good fight in a couple of years either, so...
Well, it's always a good thought to think of my next steps and,
yes.
When
it comes to recruitment, we're relatively open. There will be a sort of interview. We'll want to know about your past. Not that it's ever going to stop you from joining. We accept just about everyone who is truly interested in our mission into our ranks. We might ask for a bit of a sparring demonstration for your skills so we know what sorts of training procedures we'll have to put you through. And, of course, we'll have a conversation about what your ideals are so we know the best order to put you with. Not that many of them are left these days, but, of course, there are still different views members of the Knights have based on how they believe we should fight and destroy the undead menace, how we should go about retaking Last Wall. Vigil, sorry, not Last Wall. Last Wall is overall location. Vigil was their capital city.
Gotcha.
But it's always going to be based off of where you think you'll be able to do the most good, and just showcasing your general skills so we know what to do with you.
Understood. It's I've heard a lot about the Knights of Last Wall, so it is something to consider.
Good things, I hope.
Quite good things, yes.
I'm glad to hear that. Reputation has definitely fallen these last few years, so that there are some who still speak good of us is heartwarming.
Trying to think if the person that kind of raised me might have been a Knight of Last Wall. Considerations for later.
Yeah, think on it and let me know.
Okay.
What you decide with that.
Probably where I would have heard a lot of stories, if anything.
Would make sense. And yeah, they are very happy to. Kestrel here is just happy to continue talking, and if you did wish to continue the conversation and go a bit more to the religion side later, she does seem like she likely has a lot to say on that, both with the God's Reign recently occurring and perhaps even things like Erasni's rise to godhood, and that being the most recent setback of Tar-Baphon.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'd probably speak with them later about stuff like that as well.
Sounds good. And last, certainly not least for today, we of course have our word wrestling contests. You are of course not the only contestant, Glasha, as there are a number of people who wish to wrestle. It's always important during the Flood Truce, because with bloodshed not being allowed, word wrestling becomes actually a very important way for people to settle disputes amongst one another. But right now, these are simply going to be more a series of less serious, a bit more comedic insult contests. These contests take place between two individuals, each person taking turns spontaneously creating and delivering insults to the other. Whoever is unable to come up with a response to the other competitor within a few seconds of their last line is the loser. Occasionally, the audience will also just declare a winner if the performance is especially clever or decisive. As a sort of small crowd gathers around each individual pairing group of orcs around the sort of center campfire, people squaring off, some glaring, some with more friendly stares, Ardax himself comes out of his tent, seemingly not having any meetings right now, and sort of props one leg up on a log bench and just leans forward to watch as he seems heavily intrigued in the match. But as Lakon stands across from you, having accepted your challenge with a glint in his eye, Lakon's going to look over at you. You're not seriously planning on going easy on me today, are you?
Of course not. I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, maybe today you'll have new dreams of actually beating me.
I
And
was trying to think of a way to work in When Orcs Fly, but I couldn't think of one.
we can say you find a way to work that into your insults. Because with that first line of his, your guys' contest is underway. I am going to need you, first and foremost, to effectively roll a performance check as your initiative to determine how you are going to go here. Who is going to be starting this contest?
So I have a question. Would I know if using music to like performing music like either in the background or during these word contests, is that like frowned upon? Like, is it meant to be like this cannot be a song in any way or have any music, or it doesn't really matter? Because I have this spell, and I feel like it could apply, but it depends on the rules.
Let me see here. I would say you could use musical accompaniment. That's not any sort of powerful enchantment, and
Yeah.
there are certainly using whatever means possible to gain an advantage is a well-received trait within orc communities. So, bringing a little bit of a performance to your performance will definitely liven up the mood.
Okay, yeah, just like, and it doesn't even have to just be whatever I'm saying, just like some background music for the whole thing.
Sure.
Or whatever.
If you want to say that Lakon will get the bonus also for it, people will definitely approve of that. If you don't,
I'll make it quiet. I'll make it quieter when he goes, or yeah, I'll make it.
Make it louder so no one can hear what he's saying.
Wait.
I think that could be entertaining. Yeah. Why not? I'll go ahead and allow that. It's not subtle, so it's going to be very clear that you're casting magic. And some people might not like that because this is supposed to be a battle of wits and wills, but
then if I think some people would disapprove, then I'll just use it to create just like a background kind of theme music for everyone, not to aid myself then.
It's going to be one of those things where if you use it for the bonuses, there's some people who are going to disapprove, but also some people who are going to be hilariously entertained by it. So you can either go full neutral, or you can get on some people's good side and some people's bad side simultaneously.
Can I tell what Ardax would think? Actually, he already likes us, but
he likes you, and he wants to see Lakon lose. So
okay. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just do it.
All right, why not? Go ahead and give me your performance initiative check. Holy shit, you have a plus 13.
I think it was a good idea.
Yeah, I was like, maybe the more traditional.
Ardax is already like busting his chops, so doing that, I think you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Performance initiative. Oh, you already changed it. Okay. Or maybe I had it from last time.
You already had it set, and you get a +2 to your initiative rolls because you have incredible initiative.
That's right.
There is no initiative tracker set up because, believe it or not, Lakon doesn't really have a fully fleshed out stat sheet.
What? No way.
So, look, if you think I have fully fleshed out stat sheets for every orc here, you've got another thing coming.
I could just do the skill check.
Yeah, do the skill check and give yourself the +2 bonus that you would get from Incredible Initiative. I believe that is a circumstance bonus, and you also get the status bonus of musical accompaniment. So let's grab the effect on you for that, so it auto boosts your performance checks.
All bonuses.
Yep. Wait, do I have another?
So you should have a +14 just to this initiative roll here.
Okay. Okay, I have the status, so it's gonna do that automatically.
Yep, and then add a +2 circumstance bonus that you get from Incredible Initiative.
Okay, let's see if that adds that properly. Oh, that didn't add it, but or did it?
It didn't add the status bonus, so it should be a +23. You might have had the dialogue box up before the effect was placed on your character sheet, which would do it.
Also, before we get started, I have a headcanon about because Crow was the one who was like wrestling people the other day, right? Like actually wrestling people.
Crow and Zool started it, and most people joined in.
I just
But-
have a headcanon that Crow heard wrestling and he like came over all excited and then he got disappointed when it was the word wrestling. That's it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, you won the initiative roll with a 23 versus a 19, Galasha. So you get to start off the insults here. You do have choice of a number of skills you can use. You can always use performance, but you can also use deception, intimidation. You can also use orc lore or another suitable skill if you want to rely on your knowledge of like cultural tropes to cut deeply with words.
Okay, well, wait, you said I could use performance, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I imagine
I'm
that's
probably
just
just
what you're
gonna,
gonna
yeah, I'm
use.
mostly gonna use that.
That's
Yeah, I'm
what
gonna use that.
Lakon is going to stick with as well. I will be upfront. I'm going to say this publicly just for the recording purposes, and so everyone knows I am not a cheater. Lakon has a +9 to his performance roll in total, and his will DC is a 17, which is what you're rolling against.
Oh, you're
So-
rolling against people's will DCs.
Yep. So you sort of
Okay.
outclass him just on base numbers, but he's going to try his best.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna purposely do worse. No, I'm not.
Give him the win just to spite Ardax a little
No,
bit.
nah. Okay, should I just roll a performance check? I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of what, I mean, yeah.
I can't think of insults either, so do not worry about having to think up an insult.
Because, like, Galasha would want to, like, insult him using things she knows about him, which is maybe relating to the metalwork or, like, his history with Ardax and things like that. But she also doesn't want him to actually hate her, so she doesn't want to,
This
like,
is always
poke
in
at his
good
sore
nature.
spots. Okay.
It is
Having
expected
a
that
lot
you're
of
sort of...
anxiety.
Yeah. You're sort of expected to poke at people's sore spots, so holy shit. All right. That's a crit success right off the bat.
Nice.
You are...
Lord.
It's the first person to get effectively 3 successes wins. You already
Okay.
have 2.
Oh, okay, including the initiative? Okay.
Well, the initiative doesn't count, but a crit
Sure.
success counts as 2.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. As you just immediately start off, probably with something about when orcs fly, he's going to look a little surprised that you immediately went for the throat and try with a comeback here that is going to be witty enough that it's going to score him a point, because I believe your will
Okay.
DC is only 18.
Yep.
But you've got a real easy way of just getting the crowd on your side and scoring a win right here. As
Okay.
it comes back around to your turn.
You got this.
I try to get like Rog tries to get like the crowd like pumped up on their side.
Well, that does
That's a success.
success. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot it doesn't have to. It's not a contested roll against his
Yeah.
roll.
I am going to give him one response here to see if he
That's
can get a
fine.
crit success and effectively tie the match. If he does not manage to get, he has a +9. He needs a 19 on the die here effectively for it to be a tie. If he doesn't get a 19, the victor is an easy yours. So let's see what he can get here.
Possible. Ooh.
He does have a witty enough comeback to show that he's not down and out from your insults and could keep going. But this is one of those situations where the crowd absolutely drowns him out. Especially with your music drowning him out as well. Very quickly, you are declared the winner, even while other matches are still going on. Yours is the cleanest lockout of a wrestling match that people have seen thus far. that's absolutely going to score you a reputation point, and you can very clearly see Ardax off to the side with a wide grin on his face.
Oh man.
And he raises up a hand and waves to you, Galasha.
Galasha will just take a bow and then be like, well, Lakon, better get to work on those wings.
Damn. All right.
No, she'll just give him a handshake. She'll give
you-
him a handshake.
He will good-naturedly return that handshake and look at you and say, "When the first prototype is done, I fully expect you're going to be the one to test them, huh?"
You won't get rid of me that easily.
Next time I'll win.
And this was just no preparation, so
Yeah.
just imagine how you'll do next time.
Frog gets the crowd chanting her name for the win.
You're not going to let me have the last word, are you?
She'll just make the musical accompaniment louder. That's the last word.
Let out a chuckle and saunter off back towards his tent. And that will about do it for what all could be accomplished today. If there's any small things people would like to take care of still, you're of course more than welcome to. But there's nothing hugely important that could still be done today.
No, Zul's gonna throw down his mutant dog and start over.
Oh, are you just like throwing it out? Or throwing it in the fire or something?
No, he'll put it, he'll like just toss it between his legs, pick up another piece and keep moving.
Fair enough. All right. As you all eventually head to your own rests tonight, just for my own records keeping, Gwyn and Zool are still taking their own watches still?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Rog and Galasha, how about the two of you?
I'm just gonna be using the any animals I continue to talk to prior.
Sure.
Just to get a couple hours in between.
Fair enough.
I guess I will probably talk to Rog and tell him that I could also help by taking a watch.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm not doing that much. The bird is doing all the work. To be honest with you, but if I know where you're laying, so if anything does come up, I'll make sure I come over and get you. So if you want to just be ready and just in case, have your stuff close by. But otherwise, like I said, the bird is doing most of the work.
Okay.
I
guess-
think I feel a lot better after our hunt with the party. At least with them, and a couple of other people we've gotten to know. So I think we're pretty good here and safe now, at least to a degree.
All right.
Yeah.
A few things here. Interestingly enough, not super out of the ordinary, but you guys would have noticed that at no point did Drawn or any other members of his hold return today, seemingly out for a extended party in the wastes. And for no particular reason, Gwyn and Zool, as you are directly taking watches tonight, can both of you give me perception checks?
For no particular reason.
For no particular reason, don't worry about it.
So the other Death's Head orcs didn't really seem bothered by the fact that the rest of the party didn't return.
Being gone for like a single day isn't really a huge thing. Gwyn,
It-
blind,
okay.
shame!
I was gonna say, if the bird doesn't like
Do
do
again.
too much, can he at least help one of them
Yeah.
in their
Absolutely. I'm rolling a separate aid, or not an aid check, but I was rolling an actual perception check for the bird for you,
Oh, okay, all right,
since you have them doing that.
thank you.
Our lives are in the hand of this bird.
Nope, but we are going to take a break real quick. So
Alright.
stand up,
Oh,
stretch, grab some water, and I will see you all
Like-
in a few minutes.
These rolls got to the point where he's like, "All right, we got to do something. We got to figure it out."
Welcome back. So, you all went to bed. I asked for perception checks from those of you on watch for no particular reason. And it's for no particular reason, Zool, that you wake up early in the morning to screaming.
Oh god.
Oh, okay. Do I need to put myself on the map where I would be?
Sure, if you'd like. It's not particularly important. Because this is not screaming in the case of someone actively being attacked, but screaming in... There's a bit of anguish, there's some anger, panic even. But as you sort of crawl out of your tent, Zool, you already see a few others crawling out of their tent, and you're actually quite near the source of the screaming. It is this orc right over here, someone who you've probably picked up, whose name is Narsh, is currently, like, looking around in a bit of a frenzied panic right now. You specifically notice, you've seen him around camp a couple times. He's missing a tusk. He was not missing a tusk yesterday.
What the?
The rest
Are
of
we
you
all
will
like
start
up?
to wake up as well at this point. But Zool, you were one of the first people to awaken to this, so you've got a chance to act before anyone else does.
Yeah, I'm going to run over to him.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, is he still like frantically screaming and looking around and yada yada yada?
He is making a massive fucking ruckus right now. Are you kidding me?
Okay. I try to grab him with one arm and be like, "Hold still and I'll heal you."
It's not a fucking issue of healing! My tusk is gone!
He's bleeding everywhere, right?
Nope. No blood. Just his left tusk is missing.
Yeah, I don't think there's veins in Tuscan. It's just all bone.
Well, the tusks
But,
are
like-
clean, right?
You're a little quiet
Yeah.
right now, Queek.
Oh god damn it. How about
There you
now?
go. Now you're good.
The tusks are teeth, right?
They are, yeah. Can I get a recall knowledge roll from everyone as you're waking up when you eventually hear this as well? Because there is a little bit of customs knowledge that might be useful to you at this point. Let's see. Rog, you would be the one to actually sort of potentially have an idea of what's going on a bit based off of this. Orcs are not inherently vain creatures about most things, except for when it comes to their tusks. Tusks are a very important source of pride for orcs in general, to the point that most orcs even have a favorite tusk of theirs. Some people band them in precious metals, stud them with gems. There's a debate about, how much decoration is too much for your tusks, but tusks are very important and a source of pride. Most people have a favorite tusk, and based off of the ruckus he's cooking up right now, there's a decent likelihood or not the tusk Narsh is missing is his favorite tusk.
Would I be able to check with what I did to see, like the cut? Is it like a rough cut or like a really clean? Like how much of it is gone? Is it removed from his jaw or like severed?
Yeah, if you want to convince him to, if you want to get him to open up his mouth so you can take a look, I'm going to let you either give me, diplomacy or intimidation to get him to calm down, or if you want to, forcefully hold him down and look into his mouth, that's probably going to be more athletics to do that. because he's freaking out.
This is
This-
open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I roll
Can-
the 8 on this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dentistry lore.
Which route are you going, Rog? So we
I'm
know
gonna
what
go.
to aid.
I think I'm gonna go intimidation because they're both the same.
Sure.
But I think it's like one of those like they're freaking out on the plane and you just smack them back and forth kind of thing. We got
Yeah.
a whole line behind me. So yeah, that's you want to roll that first so I can see if
Yes,
I'm heading.
Zool, go ahead and give me an intimidation check of your own. That'll be a +1 circumstance bonus to your roll, Rog.
All right. I accidentally. I'm trying to. Oh, you know what? If I close that. There we go. Okay. There we go.
A very good roll. Yeah, taking a minute to just, yell at him, get him to calm down as people are waking up and beginning to gather around to take a look at what's going on. He does... I'm sorry, but you understand how distressing this is for me?
Of course.
And if you ask, he will pull down his lower lip so you can see where the tusk was that was missing. Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
This would freak out any of us, but this is why we have to look and see so we can figure out what happened. Can I,
You're more than welcome to.
that?
Yeah. Okay. Not the worst roll, not the greatest roll. I'm going to say with that, you're not quite able to tell how it was removed per se, but the fact that it was removed very cleanly.
Okay.
You don't see any remains of the tooth, so it's unlikely that it was, like, sawed out unless they sawed all the way down into the gums, whoever took it.
I figured the rest of my party is like, you guys are behind me, right? So I can, like, relay that to you.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
definitely there.
Yeah, so I'm like, listen, it's hard to see, but it's definitely a clean cut. Maybe we can try to figure out, like, where he was anyone else near him, but someone was able to cut that. He must have been, like, something heavy to put him out because
I was
nobody...
asleep in my tent last night. I fell asleep, my tusks were there. I just woke up this morning and I'm missing a tusk.
Did you drink or eat anything before bed?
Yeah, I drank the food. Ate the food, drank the...
Who are you with?
He'll point to some people who he was eating with last night. If you guys want to spend some time trying to investigate this case, you're more than welcome to.
I think I will.
Okay.
I'll put Daver on pause because you can't have people coming around here cutting tusks off and shit.
Fair.
Yeah.
How
The
is everyone else reacting to this? Are they also kind of like freaking out, or is there anyone who's like laughing at him or anything?
There's no one laughing. From what you're aware of, especially as you sort of listen into how people are talking, tusks and especially favored tusks, there are some holds and orcs that, believe removing a tusk from a fallen foe is the height of battle prowess. Most people here at Torrentmoot, though, follow the sort of opposite line of thinking, where removing a tusk from a foe who's been defeated is a massive insult.
And would we know which hold he's a part of and which holds have that opinion?
Oh, goodness gracious. You're making me put in effort.
Probably the
Well, you can give me like low effort part of that.
He's part of the Bloodied Gauntlet, specifically. So
fine.
the Bloodied Gauntlet are on Ardax's side. They are individuals who favored Gorum, but are having a bit of a midlife crisis now that Gorum is McFucking dead.
True.
Most of those who believe that, taking a Tusk as the height of battle prowess are from the more warmongering faction. So, Unbroken Horn, Wing Ripper, Broken Spine, One Eye, those sorts of holds that don't actually have someone in attendance. The only main person who is in attendance who would be from one of those more warmongering holds would be Grothlin.
The only thing that's strange to me, and I talked to the team about this, the group about this too, is that this isn't very warrior right, to do this while somebody's sleeping. You would
No.
think that the point of taking it in battle is the fact that you overcome and you defeated somebody, not that you snuck up cowardly and cut this out of somebody's mouth. It almost feels like either somebody with a grudge, or is there value behind having a tusk like this?
I mean, some of them are some orcs will take their tusks, especially their favored tusks, and use semi-precious stones and precious metals to make them actually pretty. And so, those materials from them would have value. Narshir specifically, though, does not have any of that sort of decoration on his tusks. They're very plain.
Maybe as a group we need to find out who doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And targeted him.
If you'd like to spend a bit of the morning trying to gather information, just talking to people, seeing what you can find about who might be his enemies, who might have it out for him, things like that, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, I think Rog will do that.
Gwyn absolutely will.
All right. And gather information is a blind diplomacy roll. You should be able to find it in your basic action macros under the exploration tab, I believe. And
Gather information, right?
Oops. Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I...
Yes, it should be. 2 on
Yeah,
the hotbar, and then the exploration tab should have a gather information in the middle column, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Perfect.
Now, does this count as Monsters Peacemaker? I mean, I'm talking to, but I feel
on this.
Half the people we're talking to here are orcs, but
Monstrous Peacemaker's kind of a very good ancestry feat for this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It is, yeah, because humanoids are effectively marginalized in human society.
one, not that he's the only person Glosha would talk to, but I am curious how Ardax reacts to this, if he's very upset that someone would do this at his event or what.
He is...
If he's looking
annoyed
into
by
it, or he's just whatever.
He is specifically not immediately setting off an investigation into this matter, but he is definitely concerned. But, I mean, seeing that you all are immediately beginning to ask around, he seems content to leave it in your hands for now, if you are planning to continue looking into it.
Okay. Can I make a sense motive?
Sure.
I'm just curious. If he's just suck it up and stop ruining my event, man, or what.
He seems to legitimately care about it, but there is also, you gather from him that sense of, it's your own damn problem, sort it out. If you really need help, that's what the guards are for, ask them for help. But at the same time, I'm looking for people who are strong, who are leaders, who are going to actually help me in transforming Belkzen into a better place. So
he's a bigger picture right now person.
Yes, he's very much the bigger picture. There's a whole lot of get it together Patricias going on in his head.
I don't know, Ardax, how would you like losing a tusk? I mean, no, I don't say that. Okay.
but spending the better part of the morning asking around. You chat with most of the people Narsh ate with yesterday, who spent time with, people who saw them. It's interesting. Narsh doesn't actually seem to have many enemies. The Bloodied Gauntlet relishes in fighting for the sake of fighting, but they always do so with a smile on their face, and they do it in a more friendly manner. They can't fight right now because of the Flood Truce, which definitely makes them a bit more dour than usual, but they're also still all seemingly relatively good people. As you're talking to people, though, Glasha, Zool, and Gwyn, each of the three of you speak with at least two other people who in the last 4 days have lost a tooth.
Oh.
Not necessarily a tusk, but a tooth.
Is
The serial dentist. No joke.
Oh, go ahead.
Just threw dice. Zool, specifically, with your role being the absolute best and a crit success, you get a little bit more information. While there are a number of these losses, and, you know, most of the people who lost a tooth have kind of just been like, huh, strange. Where'd my tooth go? Oh well. And just not, like, bothered mentioning it to a guard, because they're just like, it's a tooth, who cares? Narsh is the first person to really freak out about it, because it was his favored tusk. He loved that thing, and it was a full tusk, not just a tooth, that he lost. But this has been going on for a couple of days, and specifically, it is the Bloodied Gauntlet that has suffered more tooth loss than any other hold here. Probably at a ratio of like 3-1 compared to the other holds that have representatives.
Would we know, like, going into this, or even like while we were here, people who were like pretty negative against that hold, or outspoken, to a degree? Obviously, like there's peace, so it's hard to be fully outspoken.
Honestly, not many people are super against the Bloodied Gauntlet right now, because the Bloodied Gauntlet is kind of the most pitiable hold. Because their whole thing was following and worshipping Gorum. Effectively, the entire patron of their hold was just murdered. And so all of them are kind of having a midlife depression episode to an extent. And so, like, anyone who might have had disagreements with them is almost kind of leaving the Bloodied Gauntlet out of it, at least publicly, because they're like, they've been through enough, they can take a minute.
It's not honorable to feed on them.
We don't want to kick them while they're down. We want them to stand up, and then we'll kick their feet out from under them.
Did Gorum have a bad relationship with Sarenrae, out of curiosity?
Gorum
I have no
and
idea.
Had a good relationship.
That's good. Okay.
Maybe we should be looking at the non-orcs. You know, they're the troublemakers usually.
Jericho,
I take offense to that.
I question people. So, all these people who are missing teeth, day was normal, they went to bed, they wake up, tooth gone.
Pretty much, yeah.
Could I do a recall knowledge to see if I maybe in the past have heard about maybe there's a creature that likes teeth?
Sure.
Yeah, I was also going to ask about that.
Okay, here comes recall knowledge.
Stop it with the fucking nat 20s, my god.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
Speak of the devils, Zool. I mean, now that you're thinking about it, there are creatures that have a penchant for teeth stealing. A type of fey creature commonly known as tooth fairies.
Oh.
Little,
oh god.
Horrifying little bastards
that
like to steal teeth.
Wait.
Hordes of terrible creatures.
Yeah. They, in general, tooth fairies hatch from children's teeth.
Hate that.
But they will either build pliers of their own or get their hands on them and go on plucking sprees.
Yeah, it's a nightmare fuel. This is what this is.
Tooth fairies are awful. I love them.
What do they do with the teeth?
They hatch more babies.
Use them to hatch more, but also just use it as a sign of effective wealth and strength. Of like, haha, I have the most teeth. I'm the coolest.
Damn, they're 40k orcs, huh?
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
Do those creatures, would we expect to find them, like, in this area?
They're not necessarily uncommon in this area. There is certainly a possibility that there could be a group of them around here. If you're going to be looking for them specifically, and you know, like, the Bloodied Gauntlet took the biggest hit from them, you could absolutely spend some time and give me, like, perception or survival checks to try and search for any traces of them.
I could do my survival wildlife help because it assess the immediate area based on nests, scat, vegetation.
I think that's perfect, yeah.
Okay.
We should probably tell Narsh about it. Well, maybe. I guess we should tell him. So he doesn't go around accusing other people.
Yeah. Well, we don't. I don't think we fully know yet, but I do agree with you though too. Obviously, like whatever I do is in with everyone else too. I'm not just kind of going on my own. Would you want that nature blind or survival? What is it? Nature survival.
Let's see. I believe
survival.
Tracking is public. I always have to check that. This can be public. If you're doing perception, it should be blind. Survival will go with. Actually, no. If you're doing perception, you can do it public too. Fuck it. Public rolls for everyone.
Wow.
Now I am going to. Before rolls are made, I'm sorry. I should have spoken faster.
My bad. I just did track. You can keep that.
While you didn't, hear of anyone talking about their own missing teeth or anything, when you were gathering information, you found, or at least heard of something else that may help corroborate Zul's theory. Now, the Bloodied Gauntlet is specifically, in these tents down here. You hear a group of people talking that more on the northern end of camp, near the communal tents, some people have been reporting sounds of what sound like squabbling birds in that area.
That's not too far from where I'm sleeping too.
Yeah? So...
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to ask, when you guys are making either your perception or survival checks, I would like to know where you are searching. Are you searching down by the Bloodied Gauntlet, or are you searching up by where these reports are coming from?
Rog will, based on what he heard, he'll follow that. Whether it's true, correct or not, he'll follow that and go up there.
Sure.
Using the survival wildlife, if I rolled survival, would that help at all in regards to the roll, or it's just either one is pretty much like the same?
So survey wildlife, it doesn't give you a bonus on the roll. However, what I am going to allow is I'm going to count it as a free combat recall knowledge. I don't normally give out combat information with recall knowledge outside of it being used in combat, but because you have survey wildlife, if you're able to find traces of creatures, I'll give you a little bit of combat information about them as well.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, all right, I'll do that.
Jericho, would my wild mimic lore have told me anything about the tooth fairies?
That is a great fucking question. Give me a minute.
Okay.
I'll wait until we're all done with this, right? And then you'll say everyone do rolls.
Yeah. And if you guys could move just to the general area of where you're going to be searching, so I can help keep track of it, either the north or southern end of camp, just to make my life a little easier. So wild mimic lore can be used to recall knowledge about creatures to learn their abilities.
Search the north.
Because you got a crit success here, I will give you a single combat ability of Tooth Fairies. What would you like to know? Learn like high save, low save, weaknesses, resistances, immunities, abilities, passives, if they can cast spells.
Do they have any passive abilities?
From what you're aware of, they do. Specifically, Tooth Fairies are known for being little bastards that explode when they die.
Lovely.
Okay.
Specifically, they will explode in this sticky, foul-smelling white dust, very akin to plaque. That it's not a large explosion. It's only about 5 feet from where they explode, and it doesn't injure anyone, but it is sickening to get covered in it.
Oh, that's
The ability itself is specifically called Plaque Burst. It's awful.
I let everyone know that before we split up. Be careful when these little suckers die. We're gonna get, if you're close to them, it's game over.
Gosh, I think we're checking the bathroom.
Is that what that is? I don't know.
Those are outhouses, yes.
Oh, well.
I'm imagining you guys are searching sort of the entire area, though.
Yeah.
Up here. So let's go ahead and get those rolls from people, either perception or survival. Glasha, I've already got yours.
Could I cast guidance on Rog before he searches? Or
I tend to say no for that sort of thing, since guidance only lasts for a couple seconds, and these are activities that take longer than a few seconds to do.
Okay. That's fine.
You may hero point your roll if you'd like, though, Glasha, because that is a failure.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone's failing.
I actually meant to use perception. I just hit track on the basic action thing, so can I make a perception check instead?
I will allow you,
It used survival, but...
Go ahead and just roll a perception check and get rid of one of your hero points.
Yeah.
I like your new hero point system.
Yeah, so do I.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's I used to not like it, but since I have
better than my previous one.
Played around with it a bit, I have become less upset with it, and I simply just don't care to track who needs hero points back anymore. So,
my strength of 1,000 GM uses the same system.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty popular system. And these are some very good rolls, and you guys do find a couple things. Glasha and Rog, both of you are definitely able to hear these sorts of voices as well. What sounds like numerous high-pitched voices squeaking at one another. Do either of you speak Fae? I don't believe you do.
This might be like the one... This is the one
No,
campaign
definitely
I don't
not.
think Fae.
I know, I don't think
And
anyone in
they
this
work
party
for me
speaks
there.
Fae.
No.
We're not,
Nice.
don't have intelligence-based...
Alright, so you can hear the voices, but you don't understand anything what they're saying. But, Glasha, 20 was the exact DC to be able to track them down. If you want to, you can tell that the voices are coming from right above Ardax's tent, actually, just north of it. There is a shrub that you can hear the voices coming from underneath.
Oh.
They're going to come for him next.
Zool and Gwyn, well, the two of you up there are learning that Zool and Gwyn, taking a more sort of roundabout approach, examining, locations for anything that could catch your attention here, you actually notice this fire pit right here. In the ash around it, there are numerous tiny footprints that look like they stepped around the edge of where a cooking pot was, heading towards this tent. Narsha's tent. You can absolutely, based off of your rolls, track these back to where the creatures came from. However, with your rolls, you're also fairly certain there is a large number of them. This is not
boy.
just one or two tooth fairies. This is a whole gang of them. And I should
boy.
ask Rog, based off of your check, what combat info would you like to know about them?
Their lowest safe.
Sure. Yeah. Tooth fairies, little bastards, but at the same time, because of that, their willpower is not nearly the highest. Will is definitely their weakest link. I also tend to give both high and low saves together because why not? At the same time, you're fairly certain they're tiny, they're fast, their reflex saves are their absolute best.
Okay, thank you.
So, the interesting thing though, Glosha and Rog, you two can actively hear voices coming from around here in what is likely a hidden hole in the ground. Gwyn and Zool, you can see that the footprints lead you over to around here. If you wish to follow them.
Yes.
Yes, let's go over there.
Okay. Oh, Gwyn's headed north instead.
Oh, I missed
you're
it.
leaving me alone down here?
I didn't realize where you pointed.
The
Oh, it was down
footprints
south.
for you guys go to around here, where you actually notice there's, a couple of the crates have been stored slightly below the overall edge. They lead towards one of those crates. Whereas Glosha and Rog, you have the talking hole in the ground over here.
We have like tunneling this whole place.
I draw my
God.
scimitar.
I have my hammer in hand and ready.
Glosha, do you want to? We'll slowly walk over there.
Yeah, I guess before going, well, I guess it depends on if we're going like into a cave, but I feel like we should meet up with the others
literally
before
just
going
like a
inside.
hole in the ground, most likely.
It would just
Oh, it's not like
something.
something we would walk into.
No, it's like
Probably
there's.
couldn't fit.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming we wouldn't be able to fit. It's just like tiny enough for these tiny creatures, right?
Yeah, it's like
Okay, got
there's
it.
a bush, and you can hear them coming from underneath the bush. Not a big bush.
Do I have a water spell? I can like flood these guys.
Well, as you all begin to approach them, I'm actually going to need at this point everyone to roll initiative for me. And you may use perception or survival here.
Why did I do that? I don't know why I rolled the wrong roll. Let me do the right one. I did what Crow usually does, and I rolled perception instead of initiative.
Looks like it's on your stat sheet just fine.
Boy, also the one time I play a wisdom character, my initiative is always crap.
Checks out.
Oh, I was playing a cleric before I switched to my necromancer and bloodlords. I consistently rolled like
Awfully.
4s and 3s on all of my initiatives. I was never first.
I think the exemplar I'm playing in a game right now has wisdom as like their second highest attribute. I am last in initiative every fight. I think there's been one fight that I wasn't last.
Yep.
All right. Well, as you guys are both making your approaches on where you believe some of these tooth fairies to be hiding, Rog, you're up first.
I will get closer, I guess. Where on the map should I walk up to?
Right
Exact
over
goal.
here. would be
So I'd have to
where-
climb down, right?
It's not steep enough that it requires a climb roll or anything. It's just more of an incline.
Okay. Just double check my speed. 25. If I right, I'm like one more step away, I think, right?
Yeah, you're within 10 feet because as you make your way down this hillside, Rog, the creatures within definitely take notice and are going to begin swarming out. Because up here is an entire gang of tooth fairies.
Oh, shit.
To the point that these are effectively a swarm of them.
The fucking dental tools are.
Yeah. They
Oh,
got
they're
a
nice
teeth out.
Tentacles? What? Oh!
They would love
Oh,
a gathering of orcs, huh?
They've been
Oh,
having a
Tusk.
field
nightmare
day.
fuel. That is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, the hell with that.
Alright, they appeared.
And you've got 2
so
actions
get
left.
Crap out of me. So, this. Sorry, I'm just looking for my non-reflex. I thought we were doing something else first, but
Ah,
that's good.
nope. Right into the thick of it.
Damn, all reflex stuff. That's fine. Then I guess.
All reflex every day.
Yeah. They'll just scare the crap out of me, so I'm just gonna be like, oh shit, and then I'll use my last 2 actions to. Damn it, where's my staff?
Let's see. How far away? Oh no.
You guys are
Your
pretty
birth-
far from one another.
Yeah. Her songs aren't going to be able to reach us.
Oh, yeah.
Out of range of Courageous Anthem, I never thought I'd
Yeah,
see
for
the
sure.
day.
We split the
Right.
party.
We
You're
really
welcome.
did.
I
Yep.
know, right?
I'm so
Not
proud of
the-
you.
Not the best thing, but I'm gonna just shoot needle darts at them just
Yeah,
to
go
get this
for it.
started.
Now, before
I
you
have-
do so, I'm sorry, I should have said
Yes,
this.
yes.
At this point, you guys are level 3. Most of you are going to be generally aware of how swarms work, of little tiny creatures. Typically, in general, swarms will resist piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage to an extent, bludgeoning the weakest of those. They're also going to generally be weak to area damage and splash damage.
Yeah.
Also, mental effects will only really affect them if you have it as an AoE that can get their entire token in it, because it is the mind of the swarm that you have to deal with. So,
Hey, I have no AoE.
Yeah, I'm not the best equipped
I have
for this, but we're gonna kick their ass anyway.
all right. If you
Sure.
still want to go for needle darts, go for it. I just wanted to. You guys would know that they typically have solid resistance to piercing and slashing damage.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The only thing that I think would be decent is electric arc.
You could always
oh,
do that.
If I water, hydraulic push. I'll do. That's bludgeoning. No, screw that. I'll just do I'm gonna do the arc eventually anyway, so I might as well just start off with that.
Sure.
Not the arc, the tempest. Sorry. So it should be tempest.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, as you begin swirling a storm of electricity around them.
I mean, it does say wind if they're flying.
It does. They are going to succeed with a very high roll, but they will still take half damage here.
I was hoping that at least half damage might be even better than the resist on the piercing stuff.
It's not going to be bad. That's a total of 5 electricity damage to them, so that definitely hurts.
That's my turn.
All right. That's going to bring us down south. Because I hate to let you all know, that's not all the tooth fairies up there. As Zool and Gwyn, you two approach the crate you can see the footsteps leading to, the top of it pops open a little bit as a single tooth fairy sort of sticks its head out and sees the two of you. More teeth! Yay! And they are immediately going to actually cast a sleep spell on the two of you
God
right
damn
here and
it.
try and knock you unconscious. So if both of you could give me a will save, please. This is only rank 1, and it is incapacitation, so as long as you succeed, you're getting a critical success instead. But on a regular success like that, Gwyn, as you get a little drowsy, you're going to take a slight penalty to your perception checks, but nothing too awful.
Oh, okay. That's not
As the small tooth fairy that you can see actually has like a whole small blade that they're carrying two-handed that is made out of an orc's tusk. It would have been so much better for you if you fell asleep. Now we'll just have to do this while you're awake. And that will bring us to the swarm over by Rog for their turn. And they are going to just sort of flutter into your space as they all start surrounding you, Rog, and begin pinching you with their various implements. Your fingers, your nose, your ears, any part of your body that sort of protrudes slightly enough for them to get a grip on, they're going to begin pinching. If you can give me 2 reflex saves, please, since they're going to use 2 actions to do this. Alright, so that'll be full damage from the first one, half damage from the second one. Which will be a 10 points of damage on the first one, as they begin pinching you vigorously. But as you begin to get used to it and cover yourself up to defend, you'll only take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Kind of wish those were switched for you, but oh well.
Yeah.
That's going to do it entirely for them. Gwyn, you're up.
Alrighty.
Galasha, you're on
I
deck.
see the one that has decided to pop itself out.
You do, yeah.
And I'm
It's sort of
going
like standing on the edge of a box right now.
Yeah, we're just going to go over to it.
Awesome.
And we're just gonna...
As you can see inside the box now, they're not alone.
I see. So realistically, no, we'll just keep it where it is.
If you would have seen that and half stepped back to stay out of their space, I'm A-okay with that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Because you know how swarms work, they can only attack creatures they are in the space of.
Yeah.
You had more than enough movement speed that you could like see all the wings fluttering inside of the crate and be like, nope.
Just be like, oh, nope, back up.
No, thank you.
Alrighty, and then not great, but I'll keep it anyway. Or what's the other options I've got here? Because man, I haven't played this class yet.
Hit things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what all my icons do.
Which icons do you even have? You got the eye-catching spot. That won't really help you in combat
Nope.
unless you want to fascinate someone. Please don't do that. Your fetching bangles can pull a creature towards you with their transcendence.
Also not great in this situation.
Not the best in this situation.
So we're just gonna shift Imminence into Titan's Breaker.
Makes sense.
But I can't really what is it? Can't use the Transcend on it.
You could technically do the Transcendence of whatever you were in if you wanted to get your epithet off.
I could, but like...
Although I guess your epithet just gives you a half movement stride.
Yeah.
So that's not as great.
And I gotta end as close as possible, so
yeah.
We'll just leave it as is, and we're just gonna go for the one action strike.
Sure. Don't forget to actually switch on your action tab, the little drop-down menu for your weapon, to what your spark is in. That just barely misses, unfortunately. I don't know if you'd like to hero point that or not.
I only got one left. I'd rather keep it for something important.
Hey, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Galasha, that'll bring us to you then with Zool on deck.
Okay.
I will say, for the purposes of this, it's quite funny. It's not just one set of tooth fairies, it's 2 rival gangs. Had you guys not chosen to try and take care of this immediately, people would have started losing a lot of teeth very publicly.
and we're the heroes. Once we
Yeah.
beat them, we come
You
back.
guys
Two rival gangs.
did a very good. It's very funny.
Do they? I guess I haven't seen the southern one. I'm so curious. Do they like look different? Or are they like the same?
They look really similar to one another, but one group already lived here, the ones you guys are fighting up north, and then the Bloodied Gauntlet had accidentally brought a Tooth Fairy swarm with them in their
Oh
stores.
my god! They
so-
brought the bed bugs.
They did,
Seriously, guys?
and
Jesus.
the two immediately started fighting when they saw each other. Don't forget, Glasha, you have the macro for your lingering composition.
That's right. Should I delete it and press that instead?
Go
Doesn't
ahead and
matter.
press it because it automates everything, and I'll just give you the focus point back on your sheet.
Okay,
'Cause
and
it
I
will
do need
spend
to
a unit
make a.
The macro will make the check for you.
Oh, sweet.
The macro
and
does
it's
everything.
Just Anthem. Wait, do I need to put a custom DC? No.
Nope, it'll just use the base DC for your level if you don't add anything there.
Okay.
That's still a success, an exact
Okay.
success. So
Okay.
both you and the dog will get the benefits of it for 3 rounds.
Yes. So I will start playing my drums, and so you guys on the south can probably hear that and can probably assume
Yeah.
that we maybe are fighting something. And then, so I have an AoE spell I would like to cast.
Okay.
Or I want to cast Concordant Choir, but it's a 10-foot burst. I guess I'm wondering if it's possible to target the creatures and not Rog.
Yeah, you can always place bursts like that. Still gets the creatures.
Okay.
It's all about how you place the AoEs.
Yeah, and I'm casting the 2-action one.
Sounds good.
So. Okay, so. Yeah, I just didn't know if for swarms, like, you're supposed to get all of them, or it doesn't really matter.
Only if you're doing a mental effect, because they have a Swarm Mind ability as a passive, where they'll only be affected by mental effects if it would catch the entire token in the area. Single target mental effects don't affect swarms. But other
Okay.
than that, it works the same, where you just have to get a part of the token in the AoE for them to be affected. And I'll go ahead and roll that fortitude save for them, which is not great, but will be an exact success.
Come on. Okay.
They'll still take damage,
Yeah.
and it's still AoE damage, so it's going to trigger their weakness.
Yeah, you're probably gonna do better than I did.
Oh, it's a pretty good roll.
Half damage to them, but they take an extra 5 points from their weakness, so they took 9 total sonic damage,
Nice.
and are
You and I will kick their butts.
definitely
Yeah.
a little upset. And Zool, that's going to bring us down to you. As,
Okay.
last one for this turn, but this other swarm is directly on deck after you.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Void Warp on the swarm.
Okay.
Ooh.
Go for the little fort. Oh my god, the dice are my friends. Another exact success, I'm so sorry. Not a great damage roll either. They're not going to take very much from that.
Okay, and then I will stride here.
Oh, come on. You don't want to stay right next to each other for the swarm to have their fun? That's just rude.
No! No, I don't!
That's just mean.
Flank the swarm. Can
Well,
you do that, actually?
You can, yeah. You can flank swarms. Now I have to determine who the swarm's going to go after. I have to roll a die and everything for this shit. God damn it.
Well-
It's going after you, Zool.
Gwyn's wearing a helmet, so they can't pull his teeth.
Oh,
They can't pull their teeth as easily.
that's what
so-
you think.
Oh, well.
They got can openers.
Gwyn or Zool, do either of you have a reactive strike at this point? I don't think so,
No.
but...
No.
Not yet.
Alright. Then the Tooth Fairy swarm here is going to go right like this. And Zool, they're going to pinch a couple times. If you can go ahead and give me 2 reflex saves, please.
Okay, here's the first one.
Why,
Here's
thank
the
you.
second one. 2 failures.
Alrighty. Full damage on both of these. 7 for the first,
Duel your
and
teeth.
5 for the second. They're not touching his teeth quite yet, but they are
Oh.
pinching everything.
Zool, your earring.
They're
All
gonna
of your
rip my
earrings.
ears ripped off.
There's like a tooth fairy attached to each earring right now, so it just looks like you're wearing a bunch of fairies. And that's going to do it for them. Rog, you are up with the Tooth Fairy Swarm Leader and the Northern Swarm up next.
I have a question quick. What's the action economy on aiding an ally?
You spend a single action to prepare to aid, and then when your ally does whatever you would aid them with, you use your reaction to actively give the aid roll.
Alright, cool. That's
So
what I
it's
thought.
single
And
action and reaction.
20 feet between Glasha and I is good.
Yeah.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do, instead of raising my shield, so first I'm gonna do is, because that's a status bonus, right? I have
Aid
a
is circumstance, I want to say.
The icon says
It might be
you
status,
need
and I'm an
one.
idiot.
Is that it?
It's a
Oh.
circumstance bonus.
Because I'm gonna use
Courageous
I'll-
Anthem gives a status bonus, though, so they will work together. I'm sorry.
I have a but that's the only one that's active right now, right? Is the
Yes.
'cause I have
Courageous Anthem is status.
Curse, and that's a circumstance to attacks for against the target, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'm gonna cast that. I'm gonna use a little bit of flavor. I'm gonna, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna say the
Ooh.
bird that's been like watching for us at night comes flying over and is kind of like applying the curse and hovering above, continuing to apply the curse for us, so that this way we get the extra damage.
Okay. Yeah, so both Rog and Galasha, you can grab the Albatross Curse effect, I believe.
Oh, interesting. Wait.
Yep. Yeah, we dragged. Yeah, that's what.
So it.
That'll stack with Courageous Anthem, because one of them is circumstance, one of them is status. So, alright, and then these guys have to make a will save.
God, that spell is so good.
And there's the crit fail we're looking for.
Ooh.
So, for the
Oh,
next
damn.
minute, anytime they make a will save, they will have to roll twice and take the worst result. Ouch.
I only have fear. I can't fear them because it's one creature.
Yeah,
It's okay.
unfortunate.
With the
still-
albatross, can I fear them? I guess because they're so scared. That doesn't really make sense.
Well, I did it for the damage, because then I have a spell that I'm going to start using that will not be as bad, but it won't be as good as what you can do. So then instead of me putting a shield up, which I should.
You can always just move out of their space, which will force them to use an action to come to you.
Yeah.
That's always the funny solution against swarms, is just walk away.
Do they? They don't get a reaction when you move out of their space, right? Or do they?
Swarms
Or
typically do
we don't
not
know.
have a reactive strike, because they don't
I'm
actually
gonna-
have a strike.
Oh wait. Don't go so they can get both of us, if possible. Unless you need to be next to me.
No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I'd rather just use my shield, so that this way I have a better chance of surviving.
Okay.
I'd
so
rather
potential
I take the
damage
hit
reduction.
instead of yeah. So do the damage reduction. I'll put my shield up.
All right.
Luckily,
Should be a button in your basic action macros to raise your shield as a toggle, which will make it nice and easy on you.
good right now.
And that will then bring us to the Tooth Fairy leader. Oh, goody. Goody, goody gumdrop. We have a gang leader down here who's going to cause some problems, which, quite funny. The gang down south is called the Cuspids, and the gang to the north is called the Sizers.
They have names.
They have gang names, yep. But let's see here. This fairy, its sleep didn't do much, so instead it's gonna, fly over and land on your shoulder, Gwyn, and try and use its pliers to force open your helmet a little bit.
I see.
And I think that hits.
By 1. Damn it.
No.
For only 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fair.
but just like with clams, it now has access to the juicy insides of your helmet. And so it's going to attempt to tug one of your teeth out with the
I hate
pliers.
that.
So it's going to make a thievery check versus your fortitude DC,
Okay.
which is a success.
Ow.
So, good news. It does not pull out one of your teeth. It needed a crit success to pull out your tooth.
Okay.
However, you are going to start taking 4 bleed damage as it is going to loosen one of your teeth, nearly pulling it out of you and causing your mouth to begin bleeding.
Hate that.
Damn.
So you can go ahead and hit that damage button for you, which will just put it on your sheet. And that does it for its turn entirely. So that's going to bring us to the Northern Swarm. I gotta keep fucking pivoting. All right. Now, unfortunately, Rog, you put your shield up, which isn't a bad thing. However, staying in the swarm space means it gets to use its 3-action ability to try and pry out one of your teeth.
That's alright.
So, I am going to need a reflex save from you.
3 of them?
Nope, just one. This is a 3-action ability. That is an exact
Nice.
success. All right, so you're going to take
Yeah.
half damage here.
I see the extra dice.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. So only 8 damage to you, but thankfully, because you succeeded, you do not start bleeding, and you do not lose a tooth. So, while a lot of them sort of land right around your mouth and pry open your lips and start tugging at one of your teeth and trying to pry it out, you manage to resist, sort of push most of them away with your shield.
Am I able to block any of it?
Yeah, so if you undo that damage real quick,
Yeah.
if you want to use your reaction to shield block, you can hit the little block button on the damage chat and then hit damage, and it will
Then hit
block
half?
the amount for you. It will reduce the damage by the hardness. So,
But I'm I
yes,
just made half though, right?
yeah, block then half.
Cool.
All right,
4.
and just like that, you only take 4 damage. Your shield takes 4 damage, and you're all good to go.
Does it auto do that, or do I have
It
to
does.
manually?
It takes
Cool,
care of it all
cool.
for you. So
Awesome.
you can see next to your AC right now, your shield HP is at 16. Its max is 20.
But at 20. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Gwyn, that's going to bring us over to you as your face is currently blood spilling out of your mouth from the tooth fairy
Yep.
trying to pry your teeth out.
Fair.
What would you like to do?
Question.
Answer.
Hitting something in my space. Is it harder for me to hit it?
Nope,
I actually
not at all.
don't know. Okay. We're gonna go for the 2-action
You would
fracture
just,
mountains.
you
on
know
it.
for a effect that tiny creatures can't attack unless they are in your space because they don't have reach.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what's your 2-action ability do? Can you drop that in chat for me?
It is
please?
power attack.
Oh, love that. All right. So,
Alrighty, let's try to hit this one. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
that is a
Um,
that
Oh,
is
it's
a
not a
hit.
crit.
Unfortunately, if
Thought
you
it
were
would.
flanking it, it would have crit.
damn.
But all right. So the additional spirit damage increases to 4 plus an extra die. My goodness gracious. 21 points
Yo.
of damage. All right.
And
And, go
if
ahead
I remember
and switch your
correctly,
imminence.
transcending shifts your imminence, right?
It does. Yep.
Alrighty, into eye-catching spot.
All right. And then you've got one action left.
And then for my last action, you give me something, right? Where is it?
So Tenacious Stance would give you some temp HP.
It would, but what we're gonna do is we're going to entrench melee from the armor, which is one action for +1 to AC against only melee attacks.
What is that from? Oh,
It's from the
Bastion Plate has
Plate.
entrenched melee. Hot dog.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how to
I don't
activate
think there's
that.
a way
It's
to
not
do
an
it.
option.
Thank you,
So-
Foundry.
Yep. So this is my baby's version of shield block with -1 from from spot and +1 from entrench.
All right. And what's your eye-catching spark do again?
It's -1.
Oh yeah, to melee attacks against you. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, effectively a +2 to AC. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right, Glasha, we're back to you as you take 4 points of bleed damage, Gwyn, and do not recover from it. All of that is dealt automatically. You do not have to worry about anything.
Sounds good.
All right, Glasha, what you gonna do?
Okay. I'm going to use another
Just more
2-action
quiet.
Concordant Choir.
Love it.
Yeah. So
If it works, it
let's
works.
see. Yeah.
As we like to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or,
Yep,
if it
so
ain't
they-
fixed, don't broke it.
I'm simultaneously producing good magical music and bad magical music. So
It sounds good to the people you want it to sound good to.
yeah.
It's like jazz.
Uh-huh.
All right, if you could hit that 2-action button for it, that would turn off the
Oh,
damage.
why did I not see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did it for you last time, but...
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah.
right. There's the
Please.
crit
Oh,
fail
thank
I
God.
was
Okay.
expecting. The
Jeez.
swarm specifically has an awful fortitude save, it seems. So this is going to be
Okay.
double damage to them, plus
You should get
triggering their
extra damage,
weakness. I'm sorry?
They should. I only see one of the extra. There should be 2 extra damages, right? On that, one from the status and one from the
I
Albatross?
don't believe Albatross Curse is a
Delegates.
damage bonus. It's an attack roll bonus.
circumstance. Oh yeah. Bonus to attacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
I accidentally killed
I
it.
can grab it again for you, don't worry.
Courageous Anthem also isn't damage. Oh no, it
Courageous
is
Anthem
damage rolls.
Damage, yeah.
Okay.
Courageous Anthem is one of the few spells and effects that will actually give a bonus to damage rolls. Which is why it's kind of funny.
And then
But you nearly rivaled the damage Gwyn dealt, because you, after triggering weakness, dealt 17 damage there.
Damn.
and then
And it
With
didn't
my
resist any of
last-
it. I guess with Gwyn it resisted some of it.
I mean,
Actually,
I hit
it didn't,
the
because
big
you were
one,
hitting
yeah.
the leader, not the swarm.
Yeah.
All right.
one question, because I have one more action.
Yeah.
I think one question I have is because like I guess I would usually have an instrument out and my bow if possible. Do I need a free hand to cast magic?
You do not need a free hand to cast magic anymore. However, your bow does require a
2
free hand
hands,
to be able
right?
to fire it effectively. Yeah. It's
Okay,
it's
yeah,
a
like one hand to
one-handed
hold it
weapon,
and,
but
like-
you need the
yeah.
second hand to actually draw it back.
I think it's
Yeah.
specifically the 1+ weapons. Yeah.
We love our little stupid shit like that.
Wait, the which weapons?
There's some
Hands-
weapons that hands 1+.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
You
oh.
can't use it without the second, but you can wield it with just one.
Mhm. It's like
Oh,
technically you could
interesting.
smack someone with the bow as an improvised weapon.
So I probably couldn't, while having maintained Courageous Anthem, I couldn't make a shot with my bow, you think?
Well,
Or I
so
don't know.
lingering composition is making it so you don't actually have to continue to maintain your courageous anthem. It is simply the music is sort of lingering in the air for it. So you could technically drop your drum as a free action and make an attack with your bow if you wanted to.
But then I would have to pick
You'd
it
have
up.
to pick it back
Right.
up if you wanted to cast courageous anthem again. Yeah.
There is two rounds remaining.
You've
Well,
got this
one more
and
round
next
after this.
Yep.
How long does the Albatross curse last?
It's
Oh,
lasting
it's
a minute
okay. Lasts
now.
forever because their
minute,
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm inspired by the Albatross, so I'll try it. I will say my drum is like kind of attached to my pack, but
That's fine.
so it doesn't like fall on the ground. But
Sort of falls
I
to
will
your
still have to
waist.
pick it up. Yeah,
You're gonna
I
get
will
a
do
plus
that.
2.
Huh?
You're gonna get a +2 between both of our buffs.
Yeah, and then see, I will aim at the well, the bird is helping, I guess, or something. No, something, I don't know. And try to make a shot with my short bow.
Sounds
So we'll
good.
see how
Go
that
for
goes.
it. I love how the fairies have green blood,
I know.
according to
Yeah.
this. A 23 will hit.
I think you just killed it.
Go
I hope
ahead
so,
and roll damage.
because this is just normal piercing.
I didn't get to use my spout.
Now here's the downside. As a reminder, these guys do have resistance
Blow
to
up.
piercing
Yeah.
damage.
No, I figured.
If it weren't for that courageous anthem, you actually would have dealt 0 to it. So
Ugh.
you got a solid 1 damage through.
Oh, okay, that wasn't
Hell
worth
yeah.
it, but oh well.
It was
I was
not enough
hoping
to
they would be
kill.
low enough. Okay, okay.
Unfortunately, near death just means below 25% of their max
Yeah.
HP. And Zool, that's going to bring us to you.
Okay, step.
No! Stay in their space and let me pry your teeth out, damn it.
Cast.
Ooh, malediction. Alright.
Oh,
We'll
no.
save.
Damn it. No.
Yeah, it's not an aura, it's just placed on enemies. So, all of them are within 10 feet, so let me give them their will saves here. We'll start with the Swarm, which is a failure. And the Leader.
This is an aura.
Yeah, it's an emanation.
Yeah,
Right,
but it's
the
an
spell
aura. I
effect
can make it-
is not an aura,
I-
though.
Yeah, it is. It has the aura trait.
Right, the spell is an aura. The spell effect malediction there is.
Oh
not an
yeah,
aura.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That just has to be
Which is
placed
very
directly on the creatures.
strange.
Foundry is made of spaghetti code.
As someone who codes, I get it.
I'll just have to remember I have it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll put the effect on these. I think it's Bless and not even Bane anymore. Just Bless is one of the few spells that actually has an aura for putting the effect on creatures. Because I think people complained about Bane because it automatically puts on creatures. There isn't a way to track this creature failed at save or succeeded at save and thus isn't affected anymore.
Fair.
It just would keep refreshing it on, and people got annoyed by that.
Fair. Makes sense.
So, I will just have to keep track that as long as they are within 10 feet of you, Zool, they are going to take a -1 to AC. And you can keep increasing the area. Very fun. What we might do for you, Zool, is I might give you just an aura so we can help keep track of the size, but it won't auto-apply the effect of malediction.
Got it.
I will see what I can do about that between sessions. But that's going to bring us to the Swarm. And I'll be honest, that Swarm is very annoyed with you right now, so it's going to charge. And it's going to keep pinching. So
Pinch.
I'm going to need 2 more reflex saves from you, please. As they're just following you. They want your teeth. Up to you if you want to hero point that one.
Yeah.
Not the worst idea. And that'll turn it into a success. So full, then half. Here. So 9 damage on the first roll, 4 damage on the second roll for 13 total. And
Yay!
Rog, we are back to you. And I think at this point, the two of you can probably be confident that something's going on with your allies, because Glosh's drum is definitely audible and should probably have alerted them something is going on, and they have not come running. So your allies might be in something as well. You could probably deduce.
First thing I'm gonna do is move out, because when we do kill this, I don't want it to blow up on me.
No, you remember, damn it.
Yes. That's if this even does any damage. So all of my abilities bad, whether it's some type of they'll resist. The only thing I might have a chance is Spout, which has a 5-foot burst. So hoping that the AoE will be enough if they fail their reflex.
Yeah. Oh, because you have the Staff of Water, so that's got Spout as a cantrip in it.
Yes.
Love that.
I'll do this. I want to put it into the chat, so do you want me to just put the emanation down, or?
So funny enough, let me see. It didn't actually prepare it for the day. That's a little weird. I can put it into chat pretty easily. If you click on the spout button and it pulls up the spellcasting page for it, there's a little button on the top called Cast to Chat, and that'll put the ability into chat for you.
I've never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a little surprised the staff spells aren't showing up in your activations tab of your spell casting, because it should, but I'll see if I can figure out what's going on with that later. Let's go ahead and give these guys a reflex save. They've got a roughly 60% chance of succeeding,
No.
but as long as they don't crit succeed, they're going to take damage.
Oh god, there's a lot happening.
Water animation.
And they're going to fail.
Yeah!
So...
Hopefully it's enough. It is bludgeoning, that which sucks, but I'm hoping to burst.
It's going to trigger their weakness to area damage, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
And full damage
was that
there.
2 1s?
That was 3 1s. Because you got Courageous Anthem also.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
But they only resist 2 bludgeoning damage, and they're taking 5 extra damage from the area effect. With 7 damage, they're going to die.
My plan worked.
Nice.
Hoping.
Unfortunately for you guys, a regular swarm is what has a 5-foot emanation.
Oh.
These guys are a regular tooth fairy has a 5-foot emanation. These guys are a swarm. Their emanation is 15
Oh god
feet.
damn it.
I'm gonna move 5 more feet, I think,
We're
too.
like right in it.
So, I am going to need both of you to give me a fortitude save, as you move Rog to thinking you'd be just out of the area, but as the water kills the last of these tooth fairies, they all burst in that white plaque. That disgusting, disgusting white plaque.
Nice, Rog.
Thankfully for you, Rog, the water manages to wash away all of the plaque sent in your direction. Not all that is sent in Galasha's direction, though. Galasha, you're going to become sickened 1 as it lands on you and smells awful.
Do I want to...
You could hero point it if you want.
Yeah.
Typically, I ask hero points to be made before you know the effects, but it's okay in this situation.
Yeah, no, that's okay. How long does Sicken last?
Until you get rid of it. You have to spend actions to retch.
Action? Oh, and then you can make a fortitude save.
Yes. Typically, if combat ends and there's no immediate threats, I'll just say you're out of it immediately. But if we're still in combat like we are right now, checks are still gonna you're gonna have to spend the actions to make checks.
I'll take the Sicken because
sounds good.
I was probably gonna
Hog feels
not be
really
able to
bad
attack.
about it.
It's okay. It's okay. The little bird flies away.
That is going to bring us to the Tooth Fairy leader down south.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I really wanted one of Gwyn's teeth. But I'm going to see if it's smart enough to know that Gwyn's magic and abilities are going to make it a bit of a nuisance for it to do anything. It does recognize that fact. And with Zool casting annoying magic, but also being a bit weaker and his teeth being a little less protected, the Tooth Fairy is going to fly over after Zool and make an attack on you with its pliers. For ye olde 8 bludgeoning damage, Zool, the minimum I could roll.
Hard.
But with its last action, it's going to try and pull one of your teeth out.
Oh, of course.
It has to. Thankfully, it does not pull out one of your teeth. However, you are still going to bleed a little bit from it. It only doesn't make you bleed if it rolls a crit fail. So, as the wound starts to bleed as he attempts to rip one of your teeth out, thankfully you manage to keep all of your gnashers inside your face. And Gwyn, that's going to bring us to you.
Alrighty. Well, this is painful. So we're gonna stride over here.
I mean, if you insist.
Unfortunately, I need to do this if I desire to help my friend.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we're going to battle medicine.
Thank you.
Should be able to do it from your basic action macros.
Yes, that is treat wounds.
Yeah, if you select treat wounds, it'll have a drop down of whether you're doing treat
Yeah.
wounds or battle medicine. Hey, nice.
Oh
nat
boy,
20.
there we go.
All right, 18 health back, Zool.
Thank you.
So
Oh,
move,
I
battle
need it.
medicine. All right, shithead. Fucking.
Now,
Is it blank now?
to be fair, I do think you would have had to drop a hand from your maul to do that.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
Because you do need a hand for it.
True. So yeah, regrip.
All right. And I also don't think you would technically be flanking with it, but how it tracks that can be a little weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Galasha, that's going to bring us to you as Gwyn, you take 4 more damage and fail to recover from it.
Fair.
What would you
Okay,
like to do, Galasha, as your friends have not responded to the sounds of combat and music from the north?
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna go towards the area I knew they were investigating. Does my Courageous Anthem end at the end of my turn?
Technically,
like,
it would
at
end
the
at the
end of the
start of your
round?
next turn. Because it lasts for 3 rounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This is the third round of its effect, which means at the start of your following turn, it will end.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, I guess, spend an action to actually pick up my
Sure.
drum again. And then
I am going to say things like these are going to
Is that
count
in
as
the way?
difficult terrain. So you can go around
Okay.
them, or like if you go through these 3 spaces, each of them would cost an extra 5 feet of movement to go through.
So how far do you... Okay.
Let's see, you've got 25 feet. You could effectively, you could get
Damn,
there
my
if you
movement
use
is
your
so
last
bad.
2 actions
Okay.
to run.
Oh.
You also choose not to pick up your drum this turn and get a full 3 move actions. If you
Yeah,
want.
I guess I said it's attached to my pack. I just don't want it to be left over here.
If it's attached to your pack, which I think is wholly reasonable, it will run with you. I try
Okay,
and be
then,
kind of lenient with things like that. If items would be dropped, but you reasonably would have them attached, they'll come with.
yeah, otherwise she wouldn't really have dropped it if it would got on the...
Right, you
Or
have
if it
limited
would have dropped
damage.
fully to the ground. Yeah, the dust kind of ruins the drum covering.
Dropping
Okay.
it could damage the acoustics of it.
Exactly. Then
so
I
if
guess
you're-
then I could get more like...
You would be able to get a total of 60 feet if you're doing 3 actions directly straight.
Okay. So before we said like here,
Yep, 35
And
would
then
be 2 actions.
yeah. So I'll just spend all my actions to move. So then my
Okay.
my Courageous Anthem will move with me. So then that was 2 actions, and then for the last one, maybe like here.
Yeah. And so technically,
Oops, that was
even if you
measure.
get Zool and Gwyn in your aura, they wouldn't get Courageous Anthem.
Because they weren't.
Because it is at the time of casting. They get the effect.
Never mind. Well,
So
I'm on my way, guys, and they're not even in it anyway.
Yeah.
So
next turn, if you move 25, pick up your drum and cast again. They'll be in the area for it.
yeah,
But
I'm
Zool,
just
what
gonna do
would
that.
you like
And
to do?
I'm also kind of gagging the whole way. But
You kind
oh
of
well.
are. You're covered in white dust. It's awful.
Yeah, step.
Sure. You
Now,
would
can I-
definitely be flanking this guy now.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you little shit. Now, I know that from my recall knowledge that the swarms are the ones with resistances, but regular tooth fairies, quote unquote, shouldn't have them, right?
You have not done a check on resistances, weaknesses, or immunities for just individual tooth fairies.
Okay.
So you don't
Well,
know
then-
for certain.
Okay, so that was one action. One action, attempt to demoralize.
Sure. I assume this is on the soul one.
Yeah, I've got the little crap ass targeted.
Perfect.
All right, where is it?
And thank the gods you don't have your stupid aura of despair in this campaign. I can let fear run out on enemies. What a joyous day this is.
Oh, what a glorious day.
What does that do? Aura of despair.
It makes it so if you're within 15 feet or effectively the champion's aura, frightened cannot reduce below 1.
And then I have another
Oh,
feat that
that's
makes my
good.
aura 30 feet.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's annoying
So-
to remember.
All right, well, I failed to demoralize
You
because
did
I don't have.
indeed.
All right.
Part of it being you don't speak its language.
Yeah.
And since you don't have intimidating glare or prowess,
Oh,
and the
Oh.
Skinner's not going to do well
it
either.
was a 17 and rolled back to a 3.
And unfortunately, you've used all your hero points, so...
Yep. So that's it.
As you strike down, the little fuck just avoids the swing of your blade. And it is not going to be affected by it at all. So that's going to bring us to the swarm. Hey, but you overcome the bleeding immediately. Only 4 damage dealt to you from it. What does the... Oh, you know what? The swarm has Gwyn in its space. It has to try and pry one of your teeth out, Gwyn.
Yeah.
3 actions? Of course. Is this objectively the wrong decision? Yes.
Fuck.
Bulwark saving you from the crit fail.
Yeah.
That's pretty important.
Yeah.
Up to you if you want to hero point it.
What is the downsides if it's just full damage, right?
It's going to be full damage and maybe another effect. You don't know.
Well,
Mhm.
I guarantee you, one of your teeth's coming out.
Yeah, we'll reroll.
No,
Are
No,
you
no.
serious?
Gwen, I'm so sorry.
What?
God damn it.
And even
That-
with the low reroll, it just barely fails, and the nat 1 effect still kicks in to make it a crit fail.
God damn
God
it.
damn.
Does he take that or the other one that wasn't a
You
crit
take
fail?
that when you hero point. You take the new roll.
Yeah, you take the new.
So this is
God
gonna be
damn it.
double
Damn.
damage to you, Gwyn.
Oh,
I'll
shit.
come heal you.
Yeah.
It's
Oh!
36
We're
damage.
on the way. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm down. Huh?
I'll be there in like 2 rounds.
They're inside his armor.
Oh no.
Well, that's
At least he
that.
doesn't have the bleed anymore,
No.
right? He's not dying saves.
No, dying does not prevent you from taking persistent damage.
Yep.
Right,
will
but
continue
didn't he
taking it.
remove the bleed? He removed it, didn't he? I thought it was gone.
No, that was
Zool
on
saved from it.
Oh,
Also, you
Well,
would have
don't
started
die
bleeding
before I get
again if you on this fail. You are also Gwyn. I'm so sorry. This is probably more important. You are going to lose a tooth.
Yeah.
As one of your teeth gets pulled, which is going to impose a penalty on all of your charisma-based skill checks and any potential spell casting, unless you can get the tooth back.
Gotcha.
we gotta get you. to the-
Spellcasting?
Yeah. It makes you have to take a DC 5 flat check anytime you cast a spell if you lose a tooth.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
The effect will only last for a day, or if you can get your tooth back and heal at least 1 hit point, it will be recovered into your mouth just fine. But
Understood.
that's going to do it for the swarm's turn. Rog, we are up to you. As a sixth sense tells you one of your allies is in grave danger.
Yes, I'm gonna use all 3 actions to get there, so I can go 75 feet.
Yeah.
So it's 25. Why isn't it?
It might be some walls are just annoying.
Yeah, he's not letting me move at all.
Are you on the measuring tool right now, or the token
Oh,
select tool?
thank you. Yeah, I was measuring earlier. Thank you.
Yep. If you're measuring, you can just hit
45.
spacebar and it'll move you to the end of where you were measuring.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
good to know for the future.
Fun little things.
5, and then 1 more. All right. I think I can.
I think
I can get in range to heal him. After this. That's 75. Right?
that is going to bring us to the leader of the Tooth Fairies here, who, I mean, is just going to focus on you, Zool, seeing Gwyn unconscious and teeth getting pulled.
Oh yeah.
Before they do that, actually, I'm going to make a check.
Oh, don't kick him while he's down.
This check better be if any of the
Oh,
other
that's very funny.
any of the other fighters around here notice anything.
How does that work?
Mm-hmm.
That could be very funny, and I think they might risk it. I'm going to make an executive ruling here, but Gwyn, I am going to need a save from you as they are going to cast Daze on you.
What? Better than the 2 it almost was.
So you're going to take some damage here, Gwyn, which would put you at dying 3 technically, because you crit failed the save, so you should be at dying 2 right now already.
Yep.
However, Daze is a non-lethal spell.
True.
So what I'm going to rule is because of this, it's going to actually stop you from dying, and you can just be unconscious and wounded 1.
That's pretty funny. All right.
Normally this shouldn't work, but right now, the Tooth Fairy rolled a nat 1 on a will save to check on what it should do, and in its head, it has managed to convince itself they just want to steal teeth. They don't actually want to kill anyone if they can help it here.
Fair.
They just want your teeth. So,
They don't
All right.
from killing.
he is going to, in some convoluted way, convince himself to try and save your life by almost killing you with Daze.
Okay.
You're still taking
Sure.
persistent damage, so if your turn comes around, you are going to start dying again from it. But
He gave you anesthesia.
he
That's actually
effectively
crazy.
just shook you a little bit until the wounds closed somewhat.
Just starts slapping my face like, hey, wake up!
Yeah. Okay, I'm even going to say he moved onto you to cast Daze and just smack you a couple times and, like, stanch the bleeding in your mouth slightly from where the tooth was removed. Hey! Hey!
Jesus.
We want your teeth, not your corpse! Stop it! Glasha, you hear that. And it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
One action, and then, can't really see over there. Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way that I could heal you, but I don't think I can. Wait. Oh no, I don't have any kind of reach spell or extend spell. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can... I don't think I can heal Gwyn at all.
Not this turn.
Yeah, because I just have... Yeah, Soothe only has a 30-foot range, and I need both my actions. So, I moved. My composition is off now. It only takes 1 action total to do my lingering composition and then courageous anthem, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you could use your second action, pull up your drum, and third action to composition.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick it up yet. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that because I was considering attempting to get rid of the sickened, but yeah, I didn't pick it up yet.
You could
so.
also move and try and get rid of sickened, or move and pick up your drum. You've got options. Isn't that annoying?
Yeah. True. What courageous anthem is? Attack rolls saves. Oh, it's only saves against fear. Because I was thinking like if the self
It would not improve the reflex
help
saves.
Gwen at all. Oh, wait, which reflex saves? Oh, you mean against the creatures?
It would not improve them. But it does increase damage, so technically it would increase the amount that's healed. Because healing is a damage roll, technically.
Yeah, and there is uplifting overture, but that's for like 8 checks. Okay, I will just I'll pick up my drum again, and then I will lingering composition and courageous anthem. And do I need to? I don't need to specifically be able to see them.
Nope.
They just need to be in the emanation.
60-foot emanation. Yep.
Okay.
Which technically Gwyn would not get the benefits of because he's
Oh
unconscious
my
when you
God.
cast it.
Oh, okay.
So even if he regains consciousness after this, the benefits would not come back to him.
Okay. Let me read one more thing.
Yeah, for me to make it to him and heal him, he would only get a 1 action next round. So having the extra heal might be helpful.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if uplifting overture would help at all, but I don't.
Yeah, no, do what you feel's best.
No,
just in
that
case
just
that
buffs
helps make your
aids.
decision.
Yeah, well, because I was like, is there any way that I could like aid him when trying to make a death save or something? Or, but I guess you said he's not dying anymore.
He will be, don't worry.
Oh.
But I'll get to him before he would get to like those.
Okay. Yeah.
Saves. Unless another tooth fairy comes out and like captures me or something, I think I'll make it there.
Yeah, there's a third swarm of them hiding in the dirt right here this whole time.
Okay, I will just lingering composition courageous anthem.
So
then after picking up my drum.
Grabbing your drum,
and I'm
go
second
for
one.
it.
So.
And that's a beautiful roll. That is a success. So that will buff everyone except Gwyn.
Yep.
He's unconscious.
They definitely are.
That'll bring
that
us to
is...
Zoom's turn.
Is there anything later that allows courageous anthem to affect people that are unconscious? Probably not. Or who move into the range?
Because normally you would be recasting it every turn. Lingering
Yeah,
composition
yeah.
allows you to not have to recast it every turn.
Maybe I should not use lingering composition.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the circumstances. There might be a time you only want to cast it for a single round. Oh,
no,
Zool
I mean like
has
right
healed.
now. Nice.
Oh.
There you
I was
go.
gonna do it myself.
Gwen, take that 31.
Jesus.
Sweet.
And
Alright, well, I
that
don't
means
have to
Gwyn's
heal.
going to get a turn here. That's nice.
Yay.
And then I'm gonna oh no, the little bastard's out of my reach.
He is. But hey, the
All
big
right,
swarm's here.
Yep, big swarm. Okay. I'm gonna go for just a punch with my gauntlet.
Sure.
It's currently on bludgeoning.
Sounds good.
Oh, well.
That's a crit because of the malediction and courageous anthem.
Nice.
What
Hell
a
yeah.
round. That's a killer round, man.
Nice. That's still
come
solid
on.
damage. They're going to take 10 after resistance, which definitely hurts them.
And you had a big heal. That's a good round.
Yeah.
All right. Gwyn, you come back to consciousness on the ground with the little bastard, like, standing on your forehead, shoving a little piece of, like, dirty cloth into your mouth.
Jesus. I'm gonna stand up.
Okay. Whoa! Hey, you're awake! That did it?
I'm still wielding my hammer, yeah?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He sort of, like, hops off and is flying in the air right next to you now as you stand up.
Bite me.
Oh, no. So, technically not a crit, because you don't actually have the Courageous Anthem buff. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
That is just a regular hit.
Why is it? Oh, whoops. Not that.
Actually, sorry, let me check something real quick. That feels a little weird. 29. Is there AC? Oh, yeah, no, that is correct. 14 damage is still pretty damn good.
That's
My
still,
god.
Yeah.
Hurts a lot.
Yep. And then we're going to finally actually use this for a tenacious stance.
Hey, get that temp HP.
I want temp HP. Yup.
Hey, that's important.
It's better than nothing.
All right, that is going to bring us to the swarm as you take 4 bleed damage and still fail to overcome it.
Jesus Christ.
Spit out the dirty rag, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Do I just pull another tooth?
Swear to God, Jericho.
What else do these guys
They're
do?
right there.
I'm gonna pull your teeth out, Jericho.
It's their whole shtick.
God.
Gwyn,
We're gonna have to
please
get
give me a
the whole-
reflex save.
God damn it.
Boy.
They are not prying.
Jesus Christ.
They were only using a single action pinch on this. So, it's only going to be 7 damage to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they're going to move and also pinch Zool.
Oh, fair.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Damn it.
I hate
They're all
this.
And
doing
we are
it
not rolling
perfectly.
Hee hee, ha ha, hoo hoo, ha ha. 3 damage. Let's go. What a good roll. Oh my god, look at the amount of blood around Gwyn right now.
Yep.
Alright, Rog, that's going to bring us to you.
Get this stupid swarm.
Alright, I'll go after the swarm. I'm not the I can go between the tents?
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, go back to the correct tool here. 50. Space, right? It's space
Yep.
too.
Space moves you to the end of it.
Supposed to go here. It let go. 50 would have been right there.
Perfect.
Um,
I think 50 would have actually been right there if you wanted to be there.
yes, thank you. I guess. Fuck. We'll try the splash again. At least their
You,
weakness will
I
do more
believe,
damage.
only have 1 action left, right? If you use 2
Oh
move
yeah,
actions
you're right.
there.
You're right. You're right. Yes, you're 100% correct.
Now, I do think if you stayed back at, 25
Yeah.
feet would have been right there. That is
Then only-
exactly 30 feet away. You could hit a splash from there if you wanted.
Yes, please, thank you. You know what it was when they went in the other position is when I did the math, and
Ah.
they moved up close enough now for me. So thank
Makes
you
it
very
easier.
Yes. Let me go back to my inventory.
Mhm.
Spout. Cast in chat.
All right. And I would assume you would place the cube like around this corner where it will only get them and not
Yeah.
not
100%.
Zool. All right. That is a success, so they are going to take half damage here.
Oh, I don't think I have the anthem anymore, right?
You do? Because you
Oh,
were within 60
earlier.
feet of Glosha when she cast it.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
So you've got it back up. So they're going to take half, and they're going to resist it a little bit, but it is also going to trigger their weakness. So they only take ever so slightly less than what you rolled.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Most of my damage is their weakness at the moment. That's
All
my turn.
right. Then that is going to bring us back to the Tooth Fairy leader. Hey! That was rude! I saved your life, you know!
Gwyn is not happy.
It's going to fly away from you, actually. You guys are a little scary, and he just heard Lasha's music. So... Oh, that's a real tragedy. It has to take all 3 of its actions to get to Glosha, because Glosha's 55 feet away.
Doesn't have to get to me. I mean, you could just.
Yeah,
You're
not.
right.
go to
It'll
fuck.
I
start
mean-
by flying right there next to you.
Narsh, look out.
Are these the little fuckers? Is it their fault? He sees his own
What do you think,
tusk
bro?
on
Oh my
like,
god, it
the
does have his
blade of this guy, and he's going to get a little upset. This Tooth Fairy will lose malediction because it's no longer within 10 feet of Zool. And yeah, no, it's just going to use its last action to get onto your space. Alright, Galasha. Now you may run away from it.
Well, that just changed my
Make
plans.
its entire turn useless.
Yeah. I haven't. Well, I guess I haven't been over here to watch what these guys do. Okay. I'm gonna move 10 feet, and then actually, wait, how much do I need to get to?
You are 35 feet away right now from the swarm.
Yeah.
45 from Zool, 50 from Gwyn.
I'm gonna move another. Man, my movement speed is so bad.
25 is average.
I guess I don't know. I'm used to playing characters that have higher than that.
Everyone takes fleet because movement speed
Yeah.
is king.
I'm gonna move. I think that's about 25 feet away
Yeah,
from
that
where
was
I
exactly
was.
25.
And then wait, am I? Oh, why am I 25 away from Gwen still? I don't know if there's any way I can get
I don't think so. You went
within
as far
30
as you
feet of
could.
them. Right, I don't think so. That's
You are
fine.
30 feet away from Zool.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I just did one move. I'm gonna use my I could do my last Concordant Choir, or I could
Damage or heal, make your choice.
yeah. No, I'm gonna use my last Concordant Choir
Fair
on
enough.
the swarm.
Damage is always good.
Good idea. You do good damage against that.
Yeah.
I can heal always too.
And then yeah. And yeah. Okay. The 2 action.
I will do a fortitude save.
Yep.
They are going to succeed, so they'll take half damage
Oh,
here.
god damn it. Okay.
But, again, triggering weakness.
Yep. High damage.
That's a good roll.
Oh, okay.
They take more damage than you rolled.
And that is my turn. I'm still sickened.
Yep. Alright, Zool. The swarm's not looking too great. The leader wasn't looking too great either. What's the plan?
Okay. Do I do a Hail Mary and go for a strike and a spell, or what?
One could say a
Hey.
spell strike.
Could one say that?
Why isn't my thing work? There we go. All right, well, let's go for another.
You do have your focus spell, I will remind you, that deals fire damage as a single target attack.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I can see these things being lit on fire very.
All right, yeah. So I'll cast Fire Ray on this asshole.
Alrighty.
Let's see if I can do it.
That will hit.
Nice.
All right.
Oh boy.
For 18 damage. That is
Nice.
absolutely a kill.
Hey.
Unfortunately, that is a
No. No.
Oh.
kill.
It's fine.
I will need a fortitude save from both Gwyn and Zool, please.
As Narsha's tent is ruined.
No, Narsha's tent is this one.
Oh, well.
Hey, I finally crit succeeded
There you go,
something.
Gwyn.
Oh, I failed.
Alright, Zool, it's getting all over your face.
Oh!
Also,
Come on!
notably,
I just pull the blast shield down on my helmet.
this entire 4 set of squares is now on fire.
Oh.
And if you end your turn in any of those 4 squares, you're taking 2d6 plus 1 right now damage. You might want to move. Actually, kind of fun. Hit any big creature with fire array, and that's great area denial as well.
Oh.
All right. Gwyn, that's going to bring us to you as the swarm of tooth fairies and the ground itself alight in flame.
$45. $55. Oh no, motherfucker.
Not the 30-foot movement. You know what? Narsh is going to provide flanking for you here.
Sweet.
Unfortunately, that doesn't
Doesn't
make it a
matter.
crit. But it's the thought that counts. Oh my god, that's a lot of thought. How would you like to
As
do
I
this?
just squish it under the hammer.
Oh, fuck that thing, man.
And
I grab Narsh's tooth and I just hand it back to him like, yours?
let's just find out if it's covered in gross, sticky white
Oh,
fluid
right,
and dust.
shit.
Oh.
Well, make sure it's his first, not anyone else's. You start giving away your teeth. They probably got a lot of teeth.
You are just fine. All right, as the leader of the Tooth Fairy gangs is squished underneath your warhammer, and this fight comes to a close, as a number of people were just kind of watching, at least in this south area, and Narsh is ecstatic to see his fang being handed back to him, his tusk. That is where we are going to end our session for today.
I also get my teeth back.
You do get your teeth back, yes. You may heal them up.
So just everybody gets their teeth back.
Can healing magic reattach to the teeth if we find them, or no?
Specifically with these guys' ability, if you have your tooth, place it in your mouth, and get at least 1 point of healing, the tooth will reattach.
Oh, okay.
There is a medicine feat that will let you put arms and shit back.
Yep.
Ooh.
A tooth is a little less difficult than an arm, though.
Yeah. So I was building out my necromancer to be a fucked up healer.
They're just
All
a
right,
really late healer.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good for next week, right?
We are indeed, so thank you all so much for
I
playing.
will unfortunately not be here next week.
I'm going to be sad.
I mean, I'm also sad, but I'm going.
But Gwen, we're a team now. Come on, we gotta flank stuff and kick the ever living shit out of it.
Oh,
True.
trust me, that's always been the plan.
All right. Well, I will see then most of you next weekend.
Yes.
Have a
Yeah.
good one, everyone.
Thanks so much,
It was fun.
Jericho. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.